Pirates have won 80 and lost 72. The Cardinals have won 82 and lost 71. They have played one more ball game than we have, and of course, they have already won that, and we have lost one more than them, so we're a game and a half back. The Philadelphia Phillies are 7 games out, and I think mathematically eliminated from the pennant, but I'm not quite sure of that either. Not quite. Cardinals, I believe, have 9 games left. They still have an opportunity. They'd have to win all their games, and the Cardinals would have to lose them all, and the Pirates would, and that's not going to happen because when we win, the Cardinals have got to lose, and when we lose, the Cardinals got to win in these 3 games here. The Phillies' role is that of a contender, and that's just about it. But they had a very fine season this year, and with Greg Luzinski back in shape for a full season, and Wayne Twitchell, too, for a full year, you better look out for the Philadelphia Phillies in 1975. Well, we're set to play ball. Ronnie Stennis will lead it off, and the opening pitch of the ball game is fouled back on the screen, strike 1. The dimensions here are 330 down the lines, 404 to center field, and the home run target 376 in right and left center field. They have been shortened by about 10 feet. Curveball hit weakly off the right side. It's a foul ball picked up by first base coach Jose Pagan. Lynn McLaughlin, good size for a pitcher, 6'2", 195 pounds. Native of Louisiana, and an outstanding athlete there in football, baseball, basketball, and a fine tennis player, too. He's 24 years of age and pitching a very big ball game. Rennie's hit 7 home runs, given in 55. Curveball is fouled behind home plate, and a count of 0-2. Stennis has driven in more runs than at any time in his career, 55, and only one second baseman in Pirate history has driven in more, and that's the guy named Bill Mazeroski, as you might expect, with 77. Ground ball in the hole and out in the left field, base hit. Gets past Kenny Reitz, and Stennis opens with a single, makes a wide turn, and he better hustle back, and the throw almost was coming in. But Stennis beat the play back to the bag, and wisely holding was Sizemore. He made a wide turn there. He's going to try for 2. Now Rennie gets on with a base hit, weakly hit, just between third and short. The Pirates get a break on a seeing eye base hit, and Richie Hebner stepping in. He's hit 17 home runs, and 4 of them have been hit off St. Louis pitching. Batting at .301, and has driven in 62 runs. Has hit well in this ballpark. Richie takes a fastball up high, ball 1. Hebner didn't play in the series against New York. He started Friday night's ball game, but complained of blurred vision, and he hasn't played since then. So this is his first appearance since the Thursday night contest against St. Louis when he hit that home run off Robotsky. Fastball up high, and the count of 2-0. The butterflies will be floating around in McLaughlin's tummy and also Rooker's over the first couple of innings till you get things into a little bit of an order here. The pressure on a pitcher is a bit more demanding, and particularly early in the ball game, than it is on a hitter. The 2-0 pitch, foul, back out of play. Takes you a while to get the rhythm of things and the juices going and find out where the plate is and what kind of finesse you're going to have or what kind of control. Throwing in a bullpen or on the sidelines doesn't mean a whole lot. You can get confused a bit when you get out there. Torrey holding against Stennis, the 2-1 pitch, and it is outside, ball 3. McLaughlin falling behind to the count of 3 balls and a strike. The loss of Sonny Siebert certainly hurt this ball club with the sore arm. They had to search around for some spot starters. He started off very well, but Gibson and this fellow carried the load. The 3-1 pitch, high fly to center field, not very deep. Luis Melendez will make the out, and that'll retire Hebner. Now on a 3-1 pitch, Hebner pops up to shallow center field, and that'll bring up Al Oliver. Scoops with 180 hits on the year, batting at .314. 9 home runs. He's driven in 76. Al last year had 191 hits. That's the most he's had in his major league career. So here's a chance to bet it up. With 10 games to go, fastball is in there. Strike 1. That is by far the best pitch that McLaughlin has thrown so far. Low and away, and he had something up. Torrey again holding on the runner at first base. Ronnie Stennis. 1 down, top of the first. And the pitch. Deep to right field, and maybe not deep enough, though. It's hanging up out there near the line at the wall, and a foul ball catch by Reggie Smith. Stennis comes back to first base. Oliver just missed that one. From our vantage point here, it looked like it might be gone, but he just got on the outside out on the end of the bat with the ball, and it hung up down the line and was just foul in the field of play, and Smith in the corner made the grab. Stargell the batter, and the crowd with a deep sigh on that long ball by Al Oliver. 2 down, Stennis still at first. Woolley hitting at 305. Line drive, right field, a base hit. Stennis will come over to third and draws a throw by Reggie Smith. It's going to be close. No, it's way off line, and a good recovery by the pitcher, McLaughlin, backing up. They shift against Stargell, and he beat the shift, hitting it sharply past Teddy Sizemore. Smith guarding the line down there, picked it up, and he had a play at third base. His throw was strong, but quite wide. It was on the home plate side at third base, way down the line. Unfortunately for the Cardinals, Lynn McLaughlin was where he was supposed to be, very deep, backing up the play, and he prevented a run from scoring as the throw got away from Kenny Reese. But that's Stargell's first hit since the ball game against the Cardinals on Thursday. He was shut out in that New York Mets series. Runners at first and third, and Parker the batter. Dave hitting at 297. Takes the pitch at the knee, strike one. He's had 4 home runs, driven in 25, and lifetime against the Cardinals has had 30 hits in 59 times at bat. This year, he's gone 17 for 34. He's up in a spot now to give the Bucks the lead with a base hit. The 0-1 pitch. Changeup, and it's bounced a high hopper over the head of Torrey, but just fouled down the right field line. Now McLaughlin's on top of him. No balls and 2 strikes. Parker, the kind of athlete you look at and say he's got to be a super player because he has the size and the speed. And he has the determination, too. Dave Ricketts had this fella down in the Dominican Republic a couple of years ago, managing him, and said he ran everything out. Balls tapped back to the mound and didn't care what it was. He plays hard. The count of 0-2. Checks the runners at first and third. Curveball hit weakly back to the mound, and McLaughlin gets the high hopper, throws. He got him at first. Parker bumping Torrey, going by in the bag as the throw by McLaughlin almost pulled him off the bag. That'll retire the Pirates. No runs on a couple of hits, no errors. We strand 2, and we'll go to the bottom of the first. No score.
Hello, 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 me, Mary Jean, our superstar. Tell them about our Chrysler Plymouth car.
Okay, me and my friends here are going to tell them how they've been waiting to buy a full-size car. They're really smart, right?
Tell them, Mary Jean.
I mean, it's cleanup time at your Chrysler Plymouth dealers.
That's right, Mary Jean. Your Chrysler Plymouth dealer is getting ready for his new 75. So he's putting a year-end price on his full-size 74 Furies and Chryslers.
Isn't that terrific?
You know, for some people, a full-size car isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. And at cleanup time, it makes a great buy. Fury and Chrysler.
Yeah, sometimes it's smart to wait. Know what I mean?
Sure do.
Thank you, Dean, Mary Jean, for coming through. That's why we love you.
Come on in for a great cleanup deal on a Fury or Chrysler at your Pirate Land Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
You can now get an official Pirate team picture at your Pirate Land Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
Jim Rooker with a record of 13 wins, 11 defeats, and 2 of those wins have come against the Cardinals this year. One of those losses also to St. Louis will go against Lou Brock, Ted Sizemore, and Reggie Smith in the first inning. The big success that Rooker had was keeping Brock off the base paths and keeping the ball in the park the last time he faced this club, as he beat them 4-1 in a very big ball game. The same situation that he had last week on the 18th of September, Wednesday. As he and McLaughlin hooked up, the Pirates at that time had fallen a game and a half off. This is certainly a big game for the Pirates, even more so than it would be for the Cardinals. Pirates lose the first game of the series. They know that they have to come back and win 2 in a row to get out of here without getting hurt too much. But should they lose 2 of 3, the Cardinals would have themselves a pretty good bulge going into the final 6 games. We're going to move into a tough New York series against a tough pitching staff, and we saw enough of them over the weekend. Sadecki, Kuzman, and Matlack, and Seaver's supposed to be also ready. Now, this crowd is coming alive like the Pirates crowd did in Pittsburgh for that series. Now, the Pirates will have to contend with that, the hometown crowd. Brock on a 9-game hitting streak, hitting at .313, 3 home runs, driven in 47. The outfield playing him to left field. The pitch by Rooker is a fastball in there, strike 1. Rooker's come up with a different type of a slider this year. He came up with that about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Had a big breaking curveball, but has shortened that a bit and has come up with a much bigger breaking slider. Fouled out of play down the left field line. Not as big a curve and not as sharp a slider as he used to have, but it's somewhere in between there. I guess you can call it a swerve, they call them. Which is a kind of a horrible name for a pitch, but that's what they call it. This is a synthetic field, but not fully synthetic. The infield portion is of dirt. No sliding bits here. The 0-2 pitch. Just outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Art Williams doing the umpiring behind the plate. Harry Wendelstedt's at first. Doug Harvey, the crew chief, at second. And Jerry Dale, the third base umpire. The 1-2 pitch. Fouled out of play behind home plate. This is the same umpiring crew we had in that series in Pittsburgh. Lou Brock, an amazing athlete at 749 stolen bases. Only one man in the history of baseball has had more, and that was Ty Cobb, 892. The windup in the 1-2 pitch. Hit weakly to third base. Hebner picks it up on 1 hop. He's got him at first, 1 down. Now, Rooker would like to do that about 3 more times. Keep him in the infield and grab him out without letting him get on the run. Pirates have Hebner, Tavares, Stennett, and Kirkpatrick in the infield from third to first. Startle in left, Oliver in center, Parker in right field, and Sanguillen doing the catching. This is Manny's 84th ball game in the last 85 that the Pirates have played, and his 81st start. Now, he's been rather active. Sizemore hitting at 247, 2 home runs, driven in 44, steps in and fouls the first pitch off the arm of Sanguillen. Strike 1. One thing most noticeable about Sanguillen. Every time he gets hit, you never know whether he is hurt or not. He just doesn't even rub things. Some catchers, and they don't last too long in the major leagues, are laying down there, and you got to give them some smelling salts or something else to revive them. The 0-1 pitch. Just outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, there's some good young catchers around in this league. Young kid with the Cubs looks good. Swisher, Bob Boone of the Phillies. The 1-1 pitch. Ground ball up the middle to the right, and Stennis picks it up. He's got him at first base. I don't think I said kicked it, did I? He picked it up. That's his 370th consecutive time he has fielded a ball or made a play without an error. Stennis has 57 game string going, and 370 now for Ronnie Stennis without an error. That's pretty tough, even if you're catching in your backyard with your son or daughter. You may drop 1. Reggie Smith hitting at 315, 22 homers, 96 RBIs. He's a right-handed batter, switch hitting against Rooker, and bounces to the shortstop. Tavares cuts it off near the bag at second. He's got him at first, and the Cardinals go down 1-2-3. Well, we've completed 1 inning, no score.
Hello, 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 me, Mary Jean, our superstar. Tell 'em about our Chrysler Plymouth car.
Okay, fellas, based on combined figures for March through June, you know who's number 1 in small car sales? We are.
Please tell us some more.
I mean, America's best-selling small cars come from Plymouth. We outsold Pinto, Vega, VW, Mustang 2, and Datsun.
We want to hear it all.
Well, small wonder we're number 1. Duster, Valiant, and Scamp are the common sense cars. Small outside, big inside, and economical all over. And they're all clean-up priced at your Chrysler Plymouth dealers. Because it costs us more to keep them than to sell them. Oh, you know what I mean.
Thank you, Dean Mary Jean, for coming through. That's why we love you.
Come on in for a great deal on America's #1 selling small car at your Pirate Land Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
Well, the Pirates threatened briefly in the first inning, but McLaughlin got out of it, getting Parker to tap back to the mound with runners at first and third. Cardinals go down in order in the second inning for the Pirates. Sanguillen, Kirkpatrick, and Tavares, the 6, 7, and 8 batters to go against Lynn McLaughlin. Sanguillen hitting at 275, 6 home runs. He's driven in 62. Then he caught in 149 ball games, or he played in 149 last year. He will possibly eclipse that this year. He's played in 142 now with this one tonight, with 9 more to go. Swings on the first pitch, didn't get it, strike 1. Sanguillen tried to hit that one out of here. That is not his kind of swinging. His strong suit is going up the middle or to right center field. They're shading him off the line in left field. Brock way off the line by a good 90 feet. Jammed, and it's fouled just beneath our broadcasting booth. The count of 0-2. Simmons and Sagian probably catch more games than anybody in the major leagues. Curve away by McLaughlin. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Simmons last year appeared in 161 games, 6 of them as a first baseman. The 1-2 pitch, down low, and the count of 2-2. Manny. Manny's youngster, Manuel Jr. runs around at the ballpark. He enjoys the ball games and probably at home catching this one on television, watching his old man. Full count of 3-2. He's a very active youngster. That's like Manny is out in the ball field. 3-2 pitch. Curveball, and it's foul, tipped and held by Ted Simmons. McLaughlin broke off a pretty good breaking ball on Sagan to strike him out. That'll bring up Ed Kirkpatrick, hitting at .259. 6 home runs, driven in 34. Bobby Robertson was injured in Saturday's ball game. Didn't play yesterday, and Kirkpatrick had to look at the left-handed slants of John Matlack. And he felt pretty comfortable up there the first time he's hit against left-handers in a while, as Murtaugh's been platooning him. McLaughlin, a right-hander, in with a fastball, and it's taken strike 1. McLaughlin's fastball runs away and can sink at times on left-handed batters. There's a changeup in there and a little bit too high, says Art Williams. 1 ball and 1 strike. It was over the plate, but too high. The 1-1 delivery. Grounded weakly, the right side, and just past the diving Seisman. Oh, he picks it up. He's got him at first base. I thought that ball was through, but somehow Sizemore got there, diving, came up with it. A great play by Ted Sizemore. Take a look at it on the instant replay here on our television pickup, and how he got there, I don't know. I thought it was past him. It was, actually. He had extended himself away from the play out into right field, and somehow got a glove on the ball, and threw Kirkpatrick out. A great play. That's a second good defensive play for the Cardinals. McLaughlin saved the run with a fine backup on the play at third base in the first inning. Fastball taken by Tavares, and he didn't like that call at all. He stares around at, turns around and stares at Art Williams. Struck 1. The 0-1 pitch, down low, and a count of 1 ball and 1 strike. Tavares has had 7 hits in his last 11 times at bat against some pretty tough pitching against New York. The 1-1 pitch, curveball, caught him looking on the inside corner, strike 2. That breaking ball by McLaughlin, he didn't want to throw it there. He hung it inside and got away with it. As Simmons had moved to the outside part of the plate, but he had to come back to catch it, and Tavares gave way and it cost him. He's out there again. Curveball, and it's fouled right at the feet of Simmons. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Right-handed pitchers generally will not try to throw curveballs inside. That's not the spot to throw it, because you're usually falling away anyway from a pitch like that, and it hangs inside. You get the big end of the bat on it. You try to get that pitch low and away. A 1-2 pitch, hit foul down the right field line into the Cardinal bullpen. Dave Ricketts coming up with it. McLaughlin acquired from the Red Sox in one of those many deals the Cardinals made to revamp their pitching staff. The 1-2 pitch, hit weakly off the right side. Sizemore makes the play, and that'll retire Tavares on the top. We'll get down in order in the second, and we go to the bottom of the second inning. No score.
Hi, this is your old superstar, Mean Mary Jean, and I'd like you to give a listen to some news from your Chrysler Plymouth dealer that could mean money in your pocket.
Thank you, Mary Jean. You're right. Because money is what this message is all about. Right now, it's year-end clearance time at your Chrysler Plymouth dealers. That means he's tagging every 74 car in stock with a year-end price. Year-end prices on his 8 great small car buys, including Valiants, Dusters, and Scamps, America's best-selling line of compact cars. year-end prices on his mid-size satellites, and full-size Furies and Chryslers. Prices to move them and move them out fast. Because your Chrysler Plymouth dealer knows it costs him more to keep them than to sell them. So if you have to get the most out of every dollar you spend, and who doesn't nowadays, the place to buy that new car is at your Chrysler Plymouth dealers.
You can really clean up on a great year-end deal at your Pirate Land Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
You can now get an official Pirate Team picture at your Pirate Land Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
Your baseball host has been your Pirate Land Chrysler Plymouth dealer, who has immediate delivery on America's #1 selling compact. Your host now will be Joy, nature's high-protein food for dogs. Higher in protein, and it still costs less than most other brands. Now we go to the bottom of the second inning, and we hope for station identification. Let's take 10 seconds on the Pirates Baseball Network.
All the good sports are on Pirates. KBGA, Pittsburgh.
Home plate umpire Art Williams wants to talk things over with crew chief Doug Harvey. This crew had the slight argument on Alan Robotsky's pitching in Pittsburgh. They didn't pull any watch on him, but the next night when Rooker was pitching, he was called for not pitching within the allotted 20 seconds of time, and a ball was called. Rooker's comments to Rooker's comment to Harry Wendelstedt was not for public consumption at that time, but he stayed in the ball game. The home plate umpire, Art Williams, and Doug Harvey, the crew chief, talking things over, and because of the cool temperatures here, the pitchers now are allowed to blow on their hands here in this cool weather. The temperature at 7 o'clock was 58 degrees, and that was an hour ago, so it has gotten a bit cooler here. A bit of a breeze blowing through. Both Pittsburgh and St. Louis wrapped up in a pretty good pennant race, and also thrilled over the outcome of football games yesterday. The Cardinals won their second in a row, and the Steelers had a whale-of-a ball game. Our congratulations to them. Simmons leads it off in the second inning. He takes the pitch up high for a ball. He's hitting at .269, 19 home runs, driven to 95. He had some funny comments to make on a television show before the game here. Picked it up in the hotel. He said the Pirates' starting pitching has not been very good this year. Ground ball, the shortstop, Tavares, fields the ball cleanly. He's got him at first. One down. Simmons was asked what he thought the Pirates' weak part was, the weak part of the Pirate ball club. He says, well, their pitching hasn't been very good at all, their starting pitching. And he said the bullpen isn't good at all either. Justy usually is good, but he's had some back problems, and Hernandez is not the pitcher he used to be. I got to disagree with that starting pitching routine with Royce, Rooker, and Brett and Doc Ellis when he was healthy. I'd take our starting pitching against just about anybody in this league. But, of course, Ted's entitled to that opinion. Fastball up high, ball on. I just happen to disagree with him. Torrey hitting at .284, 10 home runs, driven in 65. Rooker's 1-0 pitch in a scoreless game is in there at the knees, strike one. Rooker's a fellow that bounced around for many, many years, had not too much success, but last year he came over here, learned to throw the ball over the plate, and he's been a winning and successful pitcher. Foul out of play on the fastball. Torrey way behind on it, the count of 1-2. Joe's older brother, Frank Torrey, they served in the Army with him in Fort Dix for a while in 51 or 52, is here tonight making his home now. He works for the Adirondack Bat Company. First time I met Joe Torrey was in Perth Amboy, New Jersey at an Army game, and he was about 15 years old and must have weighed 220 pounds and as chubby as a beach ball. The 1-2 pitch, just up high, 2 balls, 2 strikes. But he has slimmed down and has been quite a ball player since they picked him up from Atlanta. The 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. He blew him out of there with a fastball, high and in. Rooker picks up the strikeout, his first. And that'll bring up Luis Melendez. Second strikeout of the ball game, Sanguillen. Struck out in the Pirates' second inning. 2 down, nobody on, no score. Cardinals' second inning, Luis Melendez, the center fielder, replacing Bake McBride, who will be out for a period of time. He tried to take some batting practice today, and as he swung, he broke the stitches again on the cut that he had, and he will miss this game and possibly tomorrow and the next day. Melendez looking at a pitch, and it cost him strike one. Faked the bunt. This fella and Jose Cruz, late last year, or mid-season, a couple of years ago, came up and did a whale of a job. Got the Cardinals back into the race a bit in 1971, too. Fastball away. I think what year that was, but Melendez came up, and he and Cruz both played very well. The Cardinals looked like they were going to get out of it, but quickly got their nose back into the picture. Foul off the foot of Melendez, 1 ball and 2 strikes. They are starting to work Melendez out as a shortstop. The feeling is that he can play that position. He'll play winter ball, and I think is going to play at shortstop. Talking with Vern Benson, said that they think he has the makings of being that kind of an athlete. You got to be a good athlete to play shortstop. Count of 1 and 2 with 2 down, nobody on. The windup in the pitch by Rooker, and it is just down low with the breaking ball, 2 and 2. Pirates playing Melendez pretty much straight away. A lot of room in the gaps in right and left center field. High pop-up into shallow center field. Going back is Ronnie Stennis. He'll make the grab, and that'll retire Melendez. And Stennis now has handled 371 without an error. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left in the Cardinals second. We've completed 2, no score.
You'll find Joy dog food at your open pantry, payday, and community supermarkets. Protein is a vital element in dogs' daily feeding. Joy, nature's food for dogs, contains 25% protein in both its kibbled and chunks of Joy. Joy dog food is a scientific blend of grains and meat solids that provides your dog with a balanced ration so necessary for good health and habits. This chewy, crunchy, tasty dry dog food keeps all dogs in championship condition. The meat solids it contains are equivalent to 60% fresh meat and maintains a proper balance of protein, fats, calcium, and vitamins that keeps your dog active and alert. So compare labels when you shop for dog food. You'll find Joy, nature's food for dogs, contains 25% protein. Compare that with high percentage with any other dog ration of equal quality, and you'll find that Joy is equal or better. So today, fill your dog's feeding bowl with that high-protein, scientifically balanced dry dog food and watch him jump for joy. Oh, yes, Joy will not cost you an arm or a leg.
He's had 28 hits in 86 times at bat. No home runs. He's driven an 8. Rooker has not made an appearance as yet. He had a very heavy jacket on and quite possibly wasn't aware that he was leading off the inning or something, but has not made an appearance into the on-deck circle as yet. He'll be followed by Stannard and Hebner. Well, we've got the chance. Let's pause 20 seconds for our local station.
The Pirates have really got to put it together now. And if you want them to drive for 5 and take the World Series too, now's the time to back the Bucks. Show them we're with them all the way. KDKA thinks Pirate baseball is a serious business.
He steps in. He's a right-handed batter. McLaughlin has the sign. The right-hander into the windup, and the pitch is swung on and missed, strike 1. These two fellas, McLaughlin and Rooker, hooked up in a good pitching duel that Rooker won 4-1 a week ago Wednesday. The 0-1 pitch. In there, taken by Rook, strike 2. Jim started out as an outfielder in the Detroit Tigers organization. Another good pitcher started out as an infielder in that chain, Mike Marshall. Curveball is up high, or actually the slider, and the count of 1-2. That was not a very good pitch by McLaughlin. Simmons kind of angrily grabbing at the ball. He hung it, but fortunately was way outside with it. Curve. Down low, and the count of 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Foul, back out of play. Came in with a fastball that time. Rooker has not hit a home run in the National League. He has had, I think, 6 in the American League. Make that 5. The windup in the 2-2 pitch. He struck him out swinging on a fastball. Second strikeout by McLaughlin. Now Stennis, who single opened the ball game for the Pirates between shortstop Reitz and third baseman Reitz and shortstop Tyson is the batter. Ronnie getting his second look at McLaughlin, hitting at 286. Pirates threatened in the first inning. Had runners at first and third, but McLaughlin got Dave Parker at the fastball, and I think he hit Stennis. He did. What was it, a foul check swing? Stennis tried to get away from the pitch, started a swing, and then tried to move out of the way, and the ball hit his bat, and it's a foul tip, strike one. McLaughlin really ran the ball in on him. The 0-1 delivery, high foul, and back out of play. No balls, 2 strikes. Rennie going in the on-deck circle to get the pine tar rag. The Cardinals' big off-season trades were with the pitching staff, and they traded away. A host of them: Reggie Cleveland, Rick Wise, Diego Segui, their top 3 pitchers of last year. But they picked up a good one in this fella. Also got John Curtis, Mike Garman has helped, Reggie Smith. The 0-2 pitch in the dirt, and Stennis started to go, and they won an appeal play, I believe. And the umpire at first, Wendelstedt, says no, he didn't go around. McLaughlin that time bounced a curveball in the dirt in front of the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch, curve hit weakly off the right side, and Torrey comes up to make the play at the bag, tags it ahead of Stennis. 1 down, or 2 down. Rennie flying down the line, almost beat that play. It was a good breaking ball by McLaughlin. The pitch was low and away, and Rennie just hit it off the end of the bat. Took a funny hop on Joe Torrey, and it brought him right to the bag, fortunately for Joe, and he got the play on Rennie. Oh, 2 outs. Hebner will step in. He flied to shallow center field on a 3-1 pitch in the first inning. No score in the ball game. Pirates 30. Curveball is down low, gets away from Simmons. Ball 1. This is the only Eastern Division ball game tonight. The other game finds Atlanta at Los Angeles in the West. Fastball up high. 2 balls and no strikes. The magic number for Los Angeles, 5. By the way, the Phillies' magic number for extinction is 3. Cardinal wins or Philly losses. Fly ball weakly into shallow center field. Tyson, the shortstop, will make the play, and that retires Hebner. Well, the Pirates go down in order in the third as they did in the second, so we go to the bottom of the third. No score.
There's a battle against inflation going on right now at all Super Dollar markets, and you're invited to join. Super Dollar markets will make your dollar have more sense. There are plenty of specials every week on quality meats and fresh produce, to say nothing of the values available every day in frozen foods and canned goods. Super Dollar markets are owner-operated, so service and courtesy are 2 of the basic ingredients that go along with their efforts to keep prices fair and honest. There's always a great plus for Super Dollar customers that's sometimes hard to find in most other large food markets. It's that wonderful, friendly feeling of welcome that puts you at ease the moment you walk through the door. Super Dollar folks are people who like people, and you can take it from the old gunner. They'll do everything they can to help you make that hard-earned dollar go a little further. You can help cool down the inflation by putting your food futures in Super Dollar markets. See for yourself. Visit a Super Dollar market this week and save. Super Dollar markets, the inflation fighters. Start your food shopping at Super Dollar markets this week and feel the difference.
Your host now is Daily Juice Natural Juice Products, natural fruit drink concentrate, and Daily's Cocktail Time cocktail mixes. Rooker has retired 6 in a row over the first 2 innings. He'll face the bottom 3, Kenny Reitz, and Mike Tyson, and Lynn McLaughlin. Here in the 3rd inning, Reitz hitting at 274, 6 home runs. He's driven in 48. This fellow only walked 9 times last year, didn't strike out too much, but earlier this season got off to an amazing start, hitting around 380 the first month of the season or so. Has had a good year with the bat, and has been a bit more selective this year. Has drawn a lot more walks, 23 already. He struck out 56 times and 543 times at bat. But Harry Walker spent a lot of time with him and got him to go to the opposite field and has made a better hitter out of it. Last year, he led the National League in fielding at third base, fewest errors, and that was his rookie season. Fine young ball player, Ken Reitz, in the San Francisco area of California. Rooker's windup and pitch is lined in the left field for a base hit. The Cardinals get their first hit on a line single to left field on the first pitch in the third inning by Kenny Reitz. This is where the Pirates got hurt in the New York series. The bottom part of the Mets lineup murdered the Bucks. Wayne Garrett, in particular. Tyson hitting at .221, no home runs. He's driven in 34. He had a good series against the Pirates in Pittsburgh. Tyson hitting at .313. He has the best average against the Pirates this year. Lines one foul down the left field line. It's out of play, scattering the Pirate bullpen a bit. Down the left field line, Rooker hung a curveball that time, and Tyson almost made him pay for it. Tyson has had 15 hits in 48 at-bats against the Pirates this year. He and Reitz are the two top hitters. Swings and misses on a fastball this time. He didn't get it, strike two. I think I said Tyson was batting better than him. Reitz is hitting at a .390 clip and has added to that with that base hit. And that's against the Pirates this year. Cardinals have won 10 of the 15 games played so far. The 0-2 pitch, hit weakly to the first base side. It's foul. He broke his bat. They go back for a new piece of wood. Pirates have dominated things against Western Division ball clubs, and the Cardinals have dominated action against the East. The Pirates' record against the West, 44 wins and 28 defeats. Against the East, we have won 36 and lost 44, and I've had a very poor road record with only 11 wins on the road as against 27 defeats against Eastern Division ball clubs. And that's the reason why we are not in first place. The Cardinals have dominated the East, going 50 and 31. They were under 500 against the West with a record of 32 and 40. And that's where you pick up the ground, is when you're playing in your own division. Reitz at first base, not much speed there. High fly to left field, well hit. Back is Stargell. This one should be gone. Stargell at the wall. He has room. He's got it. Tyson doesn't hit the ball long very often, but he almost got one out of here into left center field. Right at the new area that they extended away from the stands out there to make it an inviting home run target. And Tyson almost put it in there. He had Stargell back on the warning track near the 376 mark. I don't know what the book has on Mike Tyson, but we better get another page put in it or something, because we're reading the wrong index on him. He's only hitting .221. No home runs and 34 RBIs, but he almost got number one. Lynn McLaughlin, not a bad hitter, but he's going to talk things over with Vern Benson, the third base coach, with Brock waiting on deck. Quite possibly he'll be bunting here. He's had 14 hits and 78 at-bats, a .179 percentage. Left-handed hitter. No home runs. He's driven in 4. He's had 3 sacrifice hits all year. Kirkpatrick charges. The ball is bunted to him. He has a play at second. He gets out at second base. Al McLaughlin on a bunt off the first baseline got the bunt over to Kirkpatrick. He charged very quickly, and with Reitz, a slow runner going down there, they got him at second base. A faster runner, that would have been a very fine bunt. And I think Reitz, too, could have gotten a better jump, because Kirkpatrick left so quickly before the pitch was made by Jim Rooker, and that made the play possible at second base. The outgoing 1-6 at second base, the put out by Tavares. McLaughlin's on at first on the fourth play, and that'll bring up Lou Brock. He opened the game, bouncing to third baseman Richie Hefner. No score in the game with 2 down, and the Cardinals have their first base runner here in the third inning. The trade for Lou Brock may just go down as the greatest trade the Cardinals ever made. Most of their talent has been homegrown. Guys like Stan Musials, the Slaughters, the Marions, Kurowskis, Gibsons. But this fellow was acquired from the Cubs. Swings and checks off the pitch is dropped by Sanguin, but no advance by McLaughlin. Strike one. Curveball that Brock wanted to lay off. He couldn't do so. He went around. Ball popped out of the glove of Sanguin up the third baseline, but McLaughlin couldn't advance on it. Brock has stolen 114 bases this year. Been caught stealing 32 times. 146 attempts, he said. You get on base that many times, you're fortunate. You've had a pretty good year. Ground ball, the shortstop. Taveras will make the play at second base, shoveling on to Stennis for the out there, and that'll retire Brock. And Stennis now has 372 without an error. No runs on a hit, no errors, and one left. And we have completed 3. No score.
With people who love good, fresh juice products, the name Daly's is synonymous with quality and unsurpassed flavor. What makes Daly's juice products different? Well, there is a difference. You see, Daly's has never squeezed, crushed, or smashed fruit. They just give it a little old hug to get the richer, pure nectar from the very heart of the fruit. And Daly's is so deliciously different that it just naturally tastes better. And Daly's is great any time of the day. It'll satisfy even the pickiest person in your home. Get your family all juiced up with Daly's, because all of Daly's juice products are made with natural fruit juice and added bonus of vitamin C. Choose from orange, grapefruit, grape, orange pineapple, orange grapefruit, lemon lime, punch, pineapple, low-cal orange, and the brand new low-cal grapefruit, all made with natural fruit juices. Look for the bottle with the juice in the ears. You know what a little hug does for you, don't you? Well, taste what it does for Daly's. Daly's juice products, drink concentrates, cocktail mixes, and fruit-flavored drinks.
Well, Lynn McLaughlin is just coming out now and getting ready to warm up, so while we have a moment, let's take 20 seconds for our local stations.
Now more than ever, the Liberty Tubes are a mess, so now is the time to call on the commuter. If you're still trying to figure a way to and from Pittsburgh, have your employer contact the commuter to get you moving.
Here's Al Oliver, fouled out to deep right. Strike one. A wind blowing out into left field, and believe me, it makes a difference here. Did two things. It kept Oliver's ball from being out of the ballpark, and it knocked it down where Reggie Smith could run over and catch it deep in the corner. McLaughlin inside, ball one, 1-1. One ball and one strike to Al Oliver. Changeup popped out into center. Coming up for it, Melendez. Oliver running to first and around. Will now go to the dugout. One away. That'll bring up Stargell. Hammered a drive into right in the first inning, and the Cardinals got a bit of a break there. I don't really guess you should call it a break. Stennis on his way to third. A bad throw by Reggie Smith. McLaughlin backing his position up prevented the ball from going into the dugout, which would have given us a run. So you got to give him credit for being where he should have been. One strike in here to Will Stargell. The Cardinals infield shift him. Tyson, Sizemore, and Torrey all on the first base side. McLaughlin, the right-hander, works. Stargell takes it high for a ball. 1-1. Simmons apparently didn't like the call, particularly from the plate umpire. One ball, one strike pitch to Will. Changeup hammered on a big chop up toward Torrey. Short hops the ball, feeds to McLaughlin in time for the out. So it's 2 down and no score in the Pirates' fourth inning, and Dave Parker, he almost dehorned Joe Torrey on a bad feed from McLaughlin to the inside. Torrey had to lean in to get to it, and he just got brushed by Parker. The throw would have been in about 6 more inches. Torrey would have been out of the game. High pop, shallow center, back Tyson on Melendez. It is Melendez who runs out from underneath his cap and grabs the ball. We go to the bottom of the fourth, and there is no score.
You know, some pretty wacky things have happened in baseball. Take the 92 games in a row that the Cincinnati Reds won from 1868 to 1870. They finally lost to the Brooklyn Atlantics 8-7 in 11 innings. Brooklyn was batting with 2 men on, and when a guy singled to right, guess what happened? A couple of fans jumped out of the stands. They tackled a Cincinnati right fielder, allowing a couple of runs to score. The next batter singled, and that was the end of the old winning streak. Of course, baseball has changed it better, and that's good, too. But you know, good banking hasn't changed. Not at Union National. Take savings accounts. Union National pays a full 5% interest, compounded and payable quarterly. And they're the major local bank that does just that. Why? Well, because the customers have asked for it. So why don't you do yourself a favor? Stop in at any of one of the Union National's 51 offices. You'll find that every one of them is still a bank. Member FDIC.
Well, while Rooker warms up, I'll remind you the Cardinals today put their playoff tickets on sale, and this place was jammed with people trying to buy them. Our tickets are on sale, too, at Gate A or at G.C. Murphy store. And, of course, if we're not in the playoffs, you'd get a refund at any branch of any Mellon Bank. But the Cardinals are doing the same thing we're doing. They're hoping they get in. They got a 1.5 lead, but it's far from over. The only race that appears to be practically over now is the National League West, where the Dodgers have a commanding 4.5 game lead. And have the Reds down by 5 in the loss column. And that makes it pretty tough. The loss of Joe Morgan comes at a bad time for Cincinnati, just as the loss of Brett for over a month and Doc Ellison at one stretch of the 5 or 6 games when the Pirates needed relief pitching. Dave Justy was out with an injury. And those are the 4 or 5 games that grab you. But that happens to everybody. Here's Teddy Sizemore, bounced out to second in the first inning. Going into tonight's game, he was batting at .290 against the Pirates. Jim Rooker on the hill of a scoreless ball game sends it in, it's swung on and fouled straight back. Pirates no runs on 2 hits, the Cardinals none on 1. We're in the 4th. You can just feel the tension building up here. There's a big crowd on hand. I'm guessing upwards of 35,000. He bunts the ball. It's down toward third. They're going to let it roll, and it's going to stay fair. It died right down the line. We had no other play but to let it roll, and it stayed right in the line. That's the second bunt for a base hit by Sizemore. He did it over in Pittsburgh. The ball just died about 3 inches down from rolling out. So Sizemore has the base hit, and the batter will be Reggie Smith, who bounced to short his first time up. Right-handed, Reggie bats at .287. Left-handed, .331. But he's in on the year with 22 homers. He takes an off-speed pitch, high, ball 1. It's the same crew of umpires we had in the electrifying 2 out of 3 the Pirates won in Pittsburgh against the Cardinals. 1 ball and no strike pitch. Outside, ball 2. Fastball away. Two balls and no strikes to Reggie Smith, the right fielder of the Cardinals. Swing and a foul, count 2-1. Right off the mask of Sanghi. Sanguin has caught a lot of ball games. He's played in 43 straight games, starting 40 of them, and has appeared in 83 of the last 84, now 84 of the last 85. Foul tip, strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That time, Rooker took a little off it. No score here. The Cardinals have a runner in Sizemore. 4th inning. Nobody out. 2-2 to Smith. A ball hit in the left for a base hit. Stargell coming on fast to get to it. Sizemore goes to second and holds there. So the Cardinals have runners at first and second. Nobody out. And the batter is going to be Ted Simmons. Simmons up batting right-handed. Right-handed, he's batting at 239. Left-handed, 283. He's now looking to burn Benson. He wants another sign. He's coming down to talk to him. Whatever sign might have been sent by Benson, Simmons wants to be sure he didn't miss it. If there was one. Sizemore at second, Smith at first. Nobody out. Cardinals riding a threat here in the fourth of a scoreless ball game. The outfield playing him straight away. Our infielders are back. Now Rooker checks the pitch. He bounces a quick one down to Tavares. On to Stennis for one. On to first. They got a double play. Reggie Smith tried to take Stennis out of there, but he held his ground. And a 6-4-3 double dip. And going to third, Sizemore. That's 374 chances without an error for Stennis. Now the batter is going to be Joe Torre. He struck out swinging in the second inning. No score. Runner at third base in Sizemore. They're going to play straight out in the outfield. Rooker to the windup, delivers, and he's over the plate but low. Ball one. A coolish night here in St. Louis. Their temperature in the high 20s, low 30s in the morning. It's around 50, I'd say, right about now. 1 ball and no strikes, and the pitch. Fouled away by Torrey. Count now, ball 1, strike 1. Milwaukee is beating Cleveland, a doubleheader. Beat them 6-2 in the first game, lead 3-2 at the end of 3 in the second. Only one other game in the National League, Atlanta, is in Los Angeles. 1 ball and 1 strike to Torrey. Runner at third, Sizemore. 2 down, Cardinal, 4th inning, no score. Rooker into the windup on the 1-1 to Torrey. Back with a fastball away. Ball 2, strike 1. Rooker has beaten the Cardinals twice this year. His ERA against them, 1.08. Lifetime, he's 4-3 against them. He beat McLaughlin, and the only loss Rooker had was to McLaughlin, so they've traded victories. Ball 2, strike 1 pitch. Moved on the inside corner of the plate for a fast strike, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down, run at third, Sizemore, no score. Tomorrow night, Curtis and Keeson go at it, and Wednesday night, Forsch and Brett. Right now, Rooker on a 2-ball, 2-strike count to Torrey. Into the windup, and the lefty comes down, ball hit out toward right, coming up for it fast is Parker. He got it. And that'll retire the side. So a double play ball and a fly ball to shallow right retires the Cardinals in the fourth. They get 2 hits and strand a runner. We go now to the 5th inning, and there is no score. The Union National Bank of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, so does Washington, Pennsylvania, a town chock full of history. Washington goes way, way back. Many people say it was the first town named after the father of our country. The town's pride, Washington and Jefferson College, was founded way back in 1787, and that school earned a place in sports history by battling mighty California to a scoreless tie in the Rose Bowl of 1922. Washington boasts progressive industries like Superior Valve, RCA, Fairmont Supply, Jessup and Washington Steel, 45 churches, a great hospital, and a lot of fine past and present civic leaders like the Dornans, John Penkoff, and Mayor George Stewart. Washington is also a Union National town. Union National has a full-service office in the growing Washington Mall, offering free business and personal checking, regular passbook savings, loans, mortgages, and trust services. In Washington, too, Union National is still a bank. Member FDIC. Well, now the Pirates' 5th inning will show Sanguillen, Kirkpatrick, and Tavares, the first 3 batters. Sanguillen went down swinging in the second inning. Lynn McLaughlin, who's 16-10 on the year, 1-1 this year against the Pirates. It's a fly ball down the right line foul. Torrey running over near the railing will not be able to get to it. No balls and a strike. Sanguin in his 44th consecutive game and his 84th out of the last 85 behind the plate. Well named El Hombre de Hierro, an Iron Man. Here's the 0-1. And he reaches for a curve and pops it up. Second baseman Sizemore. One out. Pirates' 2 hits occurred in the first inning when Stennis singled. 2 outs later, Stargell singled. That's been it. Since that time, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11 in a row have gone down before McLaughlin. Here's Kirkpatrick, retired on a brilliant fielding play by Sizemore back in the second. Diving to the left, smothering the ball, and from the kneeling position, throwing him out. A curve dropping in for a called strike. McLaughlin, one of the 3 players coming over in the trade with Boston's Red Sox. Mike Garman and John Curtis, the other 2. There's a ball slammed to deep right. Reggie Smith is right there, 2 out. Frank Tavares bounced out to second in the second inning. Will come up now. No score, 5th inning, 2 down, none on. Bucks have 3 games remaining at home against the Cubs. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday next. 1 strike to Tavares, and that'll close out the regular 74 season. McLaughlin moves Frank off the plate with a fastball in around the knees. 1-1. Now Lynn ready. Breaks his curve outside. Ball 2, strike 1. Art Williams calling the balls and strikes. Wendelstedt at first. Harvey at second. Dale at third. Here's the 2-1. Fouled away by Frankie. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lynn McLaughlin, 2 down, nobody aboard. Pitching to Frank Tavares, the number 8 batter in the Pirate lineup. Here's the 2-2. And it's a high chopper hit up slowly over the mound, picked up by Tyson. Throw. Now they've ruled safe as Torrey has come off the bag. Wendelstedt ruled out. And then Wendelstedt ruled safe as Torrey was pulled off the bag. We'll watch the replay on our monitor as Shane Dees comes out to argue. Torrey is arguing with Wendelstedt that he had the bag before he came off it. So the argument still avails, but Tavares is safe at first base. And there's going to have to be an error charged. And we'll see to whom when the time comes. They haven't shown us the replay here yet. Shane Dees is going back. Now they've ruled a base hit. Here comes the replay now. Tyson's going to make the throw from the first base side of second. Torrey has the ball and then lifts his foot. On the replay, I must tell you, he was out. He had it long enough. They ruled a base hit. That's all right with us. That'll bring up Rooker. Went down swinging in the 3rd inning. Rook batting at 3:26, calls time, wants to get the pine tar back. So Tavares is at first base on our 3rd hit of the ball game. Rooker a wide open stance. McLaughlin working to him. Swing and a miss, strike 1. No balls and a strike. McLaughlin reading the sign now from Simmons, who sets to the outside of the plate. The pitch is over the plate but low, and a count of 1-1. Lynn McLaughlin, 16-10 on the year. 1-1 against the Buccos. Retired 12 in a row, and now Tavares is on what's been ruled a base hit. Here's the 1-1 to Rooker. No, instead a throw to first base, and Tavares is back. Here's a look now, and the 1-1. Swing and a miss by Jim up inside the pitch. Tell you one thing, McLaughlin showed me something in that first inning when Reggie Smith tried to take a shot at Stennis. He threw the ball about as wild as anything you can see. It was way up the line between third and home. McLaughlin moved over quickly to grab it to prevent it from going into our dugout and giving us a run. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Now to Rooker. No, instead of Knight will toss to first, and Tavares is back. Simmons flashing out a sign. Sets to the outside on Rooker. Here's the 1-2. Rooker goes down swinging as McLaughlin fired the ball right inside on him. That's the third strikeout, a second against Rooker. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. We go now to the Cardinal 5th inning, and this game is scoreless.
It's that time of year again. All the great shows are on TV. The superstars, spectaculars, exciting games. And that's the time Admiral brings you that once-a-year chance to save in their annual reel sale. You can save big money this month on the TV you need for your family. A black and white portable, just the right size for the kids' room or the den. Or look at that honey of a portable with super solar color. Admiral brings you sale prices on 100% solid-state console TV, too. Bright 25-inch pictures in a set with all the features, like color master control, double-sided cabinet, and, well, believe me, it's really loaded, but the price is really something else. Admiral real sale prices are the lowest of the year on portable TV, on console TV, and on console stereo, too. See them all and hear about those low real sale prices at your nearest Admiral dealers this week.
Now Jim Rooker just coming out. Melendez, Reitz, and Tyson. Rooker just coming out. This game giving off the sparks. This is a contest. The Cardinals could afford to lose 2 out of 3 to us and not be that badly hurt. We can't afford to lose 2 out of 3 to them. It's just about that simple. We have 1 more game to play than the Cardinals, so it behooves the Buccos to see if they can't get 2 out of the 3 and win the first 2. I'll guarantee you they'd really be racking at them, trying to nail them on that third one. But it's going to take some doing. The Cardinals have got some momentum. They got pennant fever. I said earlier, the Dodgers are practically stowed away the Western title, leading Cincinnati by 4.5, 5 games in the loss column. The magic number for the Dodgers now is down to 5. Any combination of Dodger victories and Red losses adding up to 5, and it's all over. Cardinals realize that after they break out of here, they got nothing easy going. 3 in Chicago and 3 in Montreal. So if there's a half game difference between these 2 ball clubs when they hit the road, it'll be tough. While we're in there battling 4 in New York, they'll be battling 3 with the Cubbies. And we go home to play Chicago while they go up into Montreal. Here's Melendez. He popped up to second base in the 2nd inning. We're in the 5th. The game is scoreless. Jim Rooker comes down. It's a high pop this time again up toward shortstop Tavares, however. Frank settles under, and there's 1 away. 1 pitch and 1 out. Here's Reitz. Reitz batting at .274 on the year, is batting .395 against the Pirates. Opened up with a base hit in the 3rd. Well, we've got to get a new book on him. Reitz in with 6 homers. Rooker is into the windup to the right-hand batting Reitz. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Rooker that time sent him a fast sinker. 1 out and an on. Cardinal 5th inning, game scoreless. 3 hits for the Cardinals, 3 for the Pirates. They had a big threat riding in the 4th inning when Sizemore and Smith both got aboard, but Simmons obliged by wrapping into a double play. Reitz watching the curve inside off the right thigh, a ball and a strike. Then Torrey, with runner Sizemore at third, fly to shallow right. Parker roared on in to grab it. Now there's 1 out in the Cardinal 5th and a count of 1-1 to Reitz. He started to swing, and it's called ball 2, 2-1. Two balls and a strike. Now the 2-1 delivery. Underneath ball 3, 3-1. So that's the deepest he's gone in the ball and strike count. 3-1 to a Cardinal batter, Jim Rooker. There's a 3-1 pop off the right side. Over out of play, I'm afraid it is. Kirkpatrick on the railing. Count full, 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes. To right-hand batting Kenny Reitz, the number 7 batter in the lineup. Now Rooker on the 3-2 pitch. And there's a base hit up the middle. You better spin his bill. Next time he comes up, they better twist him once. Here's Tyson now. He almost hit a home run in the 3rd inning. The wind blowing like it was, it took Stargell all the way to the left field wall. And there's no way that guy should hit a ball that far, but he did. The wind blowing like it is to the left. That's the 4th hit surrendered by Rooker. 1 out here in the 5th, no score. Cardinals in the lower 3rd of their batting order. Pitched out, the runner wasn't going. Ball 1. One ball and no strikes. Reitz leading off first. Foul off the right and out of play. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out and 1 on in the Cardinals' 5th inning. Swing and a foul tip. 1-2. Rooker came with his fastball that time. Ball 1 and strike 2. Reitz off first base. Rooker to the plate. Just misses. Williams almost called it a strike 3. He flinched. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now we'll watch Tyson for you. They could be running. They're not as apt to run with McLaughlin due up, but it's possible. He's been known to hit a few himself. Ball 2, strike 2. Rooker getting the sign from Sange. Runner holds. The ball's popped foul out of play. Interesting to see what the crowd is here tonight, but it looks like it's upwards of 30,000 or so. Ball 2, strike 2. Everybody bundled against the early autumn chill. 2-2 pitch. Fly ball out into right center. Oliver running very hard, getting under. He's got it. And Tyson has hit 2 balls farther than I've ever seen him hit them all year long. And he's out. Reaches back to first. The batter now will be McLaughlin. Lynn McLaughlin. He bounced into a force play back in the third. A right-hand pitcher, but a left-hand batter. Cleveland has come on to tie up Milwaukee 3-3 at the end of 4.5. Milwaukee won the first game 6-2. Cleveland practically out of it. They are out of it. 10 back. There's no way. They've been eliminated. Swing and a miss. Strike one. Yankees have only 8 games left to go. Cleveland's eliminated. 1 no balls and a strike. That's a ball slammed deep right. Parker started in, now running back. And Bear grabs the ball over his head. Running, he went in, and then he came roaring back. And thank goodness he's 6'5". Or that baby was a run. No runs, 1 hit. No errors, and 1 left. Woo-wee. And we'll go now to the 6th inning. And there is no score. All right, into the 6th inning now, and the paid attendance here tonight, 33,525. We go to the head of our order, Stennett, Hebner, and Oliver. Rennie 1 for 2 tonight, singled in the 1st inning. That represented the only threat we've had thus far, and if you're just tuning in, when Stennett led off with a base hit, he remained there for 2 outs, and then Stargell rammed a wicked drive to right. Stennett on his way to third, easily making it. Reggie Smith fired very wild up the line toward, maybe 10, 15 feet away from third toward home. And McLaughlin, alertly backing the play up, grabbed it to prevent it from going into our dugout. And a thrown ball from the outfield is 2 bases. Stennett would have scored and Stargell would have gone to third. But McLaughlin prevented that with his alert fielding. Stennett grounded out to first in the 3rd inning, hits a chopper to shortstop here in the 6th. Bad hop to Tyson, throws low, and held by Torrey, and they rule out. Fine play by Torrey. He made that one. Ball took a bad hop up, and Tyson had to really leap high into the air to get to it. Coming down and firing strongly. Into the dirt, held by Torrey on a short hop, but there's no question on the replay he was out. Now Hebner the batter. Credit Torrey with a fine play, and also Tyson. Hebner slams the ball straight away center. Melendez back. And on 3 pitches, we have 2 out. Check that, 2 pitches. Now Al Oliver fouled out to right field and flied out to center. No score here in the 6th. First of a 3-game set, all important in the battle for the National League Eastern Championship. Oliver swings on a changeup, fouls it straight back. On the corner for a called strike. One and two, fastball missing away. One ball and 2 strikes. Oliver awaiting the delivery by McLaughlin. 2 down and on. Al steps out as McLaughlin took too much time. Outside again. Oliver's swings and fouls one off on the inside of the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out and on. No score, 6th inning. Two and 2 to count with 2 men down. And the pitch. Outside, Simmons, I think, was umpire and wanted to go to the dugout. Call ball 3. Simmons is barbering now. On the replay, the ball caught an awful lot of the plate, but apparently the umpire thought it was too low. Oliver hits a ball a mile to right field, going way back, and it is caught. That wind is killing us. Boy, if that had been out of the park, Art Williams would have been in for a great barbering session. That's twice now the wind has hampered a ball hit to deep right by Oliver. Smith caught it right at the end of the track. We go to the bottom of the 6th. No score.
In the cleanup department with a Westinghouse dishwasher, or should we say dish, pot, pan, and casserole washer? Because now, with the penetrating power soap cycle, Westinghouse takes another load off your hands. In scraping, scrubbing, scouring, and pre-rinsing those heavily soiled items. Because Westinghouse does it all. With nationwide sure service, Westinghouse has made a commitment to quality and stands behind it with a complete network of service. Prompt, efficient, professional service. Available wherever you live or wherever you move. So be a smart shopper. See the full line of Westinghouse appliances now at your Westinghouse dealers.
Westinghouse, help make it happen.
A sign at top is the all-time leader with stolen bases, 892, but right behind him is Brock, 749. Let's pause 10 seconds here for station identification. It's the Pirate Baseball Network.
All the good sports are on Pirates, 88 Pittsburgh.
The Cardinals now come with Brock, Sizemore, and Smith. Brock has been kept off the bases. Well, he got on a force play in the 3rd inning, but with his pitcher on there ahead of him, he couldn't steal. McLaughlin had forced Reitz at 2nd and was the base runner when Brock forced him. That stopped him. That's foul back. Really, he wasn't a base runner. He forced McLaughlin, and so that retired the side. Brock fouls, 1 back, 0-1. Rooker working to him, outfield around to the left. No score, 6th inning. Pitch is high. It's getting bitterly cold here now. The temperature dropped down to about 52 degrees. And the wind, the chill factor is probably lower than that. 1 ball and 1 strike. Rooker working. Curve inside. Ball 2, 2-1. Brock with his right hand heavily taped. Batting left-handed close stance. Flies to left. Stargell running hard. The ball slicing on Willie, and it's going to be a foul ball. Willie can't get it. Into the corner. Count is 2 balls, 2 strikes. Brock halfway to 2nd will turn and come roaring back. Walking back. Brock, Sizemore, and Smith here in the sixth inning. 33,525. Looking on. More than that with some knot holders here tonight. But the paid is 33,525. Ball 2, strike 2. Brock waiting now for the 2-2 pitch from Rooker. Game scoreless in the sixth. Down he goes on a fastball right at his head. 3-2. Lou dusts himself off. Gets back in. Started to stride right into that pitch as I watch it back on the replay. Fans are booing a little bit, but Brock moved in on it. Fastball inside on him. 3-2 delivery. Fly ball this time. Stargell can come hard. Running and can't get it. It falls out foul again as Will goes into our dugout, or into our bullpen. And Brock is flirting with that double down the left line. The Dodgers can pick up another game tonight if they can beat Atlanta. Or another half game to lead the Reds by 5. If they do it. Otherwise, it'll only be 4 ahead. But where they have the advantage is they're 5 up on the Reds in the loss column. To all intents and purposes, the Dodgers will represent the National League West in the championship series against either the Pirates or the Cardinals. An outside chance for the Phillies. Very slim, however. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the pitch down. It's hit in on the left slide. Slicing. Stargell running hard. And again it's foul up over our bullpen. And again Stargell bounces off the wall. Play him on the line, Will. He may hit you one over there again. Rooker and Hebner now conversing. 6th inning. Brock, Sizemore, and Smith in the game scoreless. Cardinals have 4 hits. The Buccos have 3. There's not been an error. Been a couple of sparkling defensive plays on both sides. And this is about what you'd expect when these two teams match up. Just sparring around, waiting for that edge. Brock, Sizemore, and Smith. Neither bullpens had any chance or any opportunity to even try to warm up. Here's the 3-2. And it's pulled down to Ronnie Stennis. Comes up with it. He throws him out. Stennis, 375 chances without an error. In game 58. Here's Sizemore. Grounded to second. And then bunted for a base hit. Down the line to third, and the Pirates elected to let it roll because they had no play on him, and it just stayed right on the line, fair. They're going to play Sizemore straight away. Hebner now comes up a little closer at third. Sizemore swings away, pops it up toward first base. Kirkpatrick says, let it, 2 away. Fair ball catch. 2 down to Reggie Smith. Grounded to short and single to left. Reggie, a right-hand batter, switching up with left-hand pitching. Rooker comes down. Reggie swings on a change curve and fouls it over by the Pirate dugout. Bucks and the Cardinals wearing their warm-up jackets today. 0-1 to Reggie. Slow curve underneath. Ball 1, strike 1. low, 2-1. Two balls a strike. Low, ball 3. Now the 3-1 delivery. Strike call. And Reggie didn't like it. Bottom of the 6th, 2 down, no score. This time he walks. So that's the first walk. And brings up Simmons, who hit into a double play and grounded to short, 0 for 2. Simmons, a switch batter, up there right-handed. We'll watch Reggie for you. Pitch low into the dirt, ball 1. 2 down, 1 on, and no score. Ball 1, no strikes. Reggie is short lead at first, held by Kirkpatrick. Again, Rooker ready. Goes to first, no damage. Again, Rooker. To the plate this time, inside, ball 2, 2-0. Brock opened up by fouling off a lot of pitches to left. Finally grounded out to second. Then Smith, Sizemore popped to first on the first pitch, and Smith drew a walk finally, and Simmons is 2-0. And a ground ball base hit to left. Scargill coming on quickly. So Reggie Smith is at second. Simmons at first, and the batter is going to be Joe Torre. And for the first time tonight, the Pirate bullpen starts limbering. Johnny Moreland and Larry Demery. Torrey struck out and fly to right. Two men on and 2 men out. All this started with 2 out. Smith finally coaxed a walk, and Simmons single a left. That's the 5th hit for the Cardinals. Rooker now checking his runners, comes to the plate. Torrey takes a breaking ball for a called strike. Johnny Malden and Larry Demery, 2 right-handers listening. Hefner deep at third, got him a line. Outfield straight out. Left fielder Scargill deep to Joe Torre. Rooker on the 0-1. Sends it in, speed off the pitch to Hefner. He's up nicely to Stennis. Chance number 376 for Rennie without an error. And the side is retired. So the inning for the Cardinals. No runs and 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left. And the 6, no score. When you need a brake job, make sure you get new brake shoes, too. Now, how do you do that? Well, the surest way is to ask for Delco brakes. Because with Delco brakes, you always get new shoes as well as new linings. Delco brake shoes are properly shaped and finished at the factory. And they've been treated with a special rust inhibitor. Now, the lining on Delco brake shoes also has a unique feature called Crown Ground Finish. This special finishing process makes the break-in period easier for you because it lets the lining shape itself quickly to the drum. They're engineered to prevent pulling to the right or the left during break-in. So if you're in a car right now and those brakes don't feel just right, stop at the red, white, and blue Delco sign. The more you know, the more you'll want Delco. Available at Homestead Automotive Supply, 846 Forest Avenue in West Homestead. Cozell Auto Parts, 2774 South Park Road in Bethel Park. And West Liberty Auto Parts at 1789 West Liberty Avenue in the South Hills.
Well, the final innings of tonight's ball game will be sent your way by Iron City Beer. When you're really ready to pour on the iron. Nice to get on television tonight. They have headsets over there, the big earmuffs. It keeps your ears warm tonight. Hated to see those things in July, but getting late in the season here, it makes it rather attractive. Seventh inning for the Pirates. It's going to be Stargell, Parker, and Sanguida. We've had only one hit since the first inning, and that was a disputed hit on an infield single. Frank Tavares beating the plate for his base, and the call made by Wendelstedt saying a Tyson throw drew Torrey off the base. Willie pops foul, and it's playable. Kenny Reitz makes the grab. One down, and that'll bring up Dave Parker. Well, we've been doing a lot of first ball hitting and have not been too successful with it, I'll tell you. Parker takes a pitch down low. Ball one. Game delayed. The lights are on above in the telecasting booth over here, interfering with the look from center field, or somebody in center field, I guess Melendez. Ground ball, the shortstop, Tyson backpedaling, high bounce, throws. He can get him, it bounces away into the Cardinal dugout, and we've got a runner into second base. Tyson had to go way behind the bag at second. The ball took a high hop on him. We got the advantage there. And we'll wait for the ruling. It has to be an error, definitely, whether it's a base hit and an error. It is an error all the way, charged to the shortstop, Mike Tyson. Now the Bucks gets an opportunity. First time we've had a runner into second base since the first inning. Stennett was at third on a single by Stargell. That's been the only threat we've had against McLaughlin. Bucks have been shut out yesterday for 9 innings and through the front 6 here. We're about due to get a run. Sanguida, 0 for 2. Takes a curve, down low, ball 1. Pirates continue to loosen Larry Demery and John Moreland. Also loosening is Mario Mendoza. The 1-0 pitch with Parker at second. Ground ball weakly to third base. Reads in, throws. He's got him at first. Moving over to third on the play, Dave Parker. Well, with 2 down, we've got a runner at far third with no score in the game. Kirkpatrick is the batter. Time call is Torrey and Sizemore talking things over with Lynn McLaughlin. Tavares, the on-deck batter, but we'll pinch hit for him should they decide to pitch around Kirkpatrick. And that's what they're going to do. They will intentionally walk Ed Kirkpatrick. We will pinch hit Richie Zisk in this situation. Zisk will come on to pinch hit for Frank Tavares. Now Murtaugh taking his shot right here in the 7th inning, going to his big stick. Richie Zisk. The intentional walk to Ed Kirkpatrick is the first walk given up by Lynn McLaughlin. Rooker gave up only one. That was on a disputed 3-2 pitch to Reggie Smith in that last inning. Zisk is a hitter this year, batting at trying to find statistics here. Pirate stat sheets are down with numbers, which is a bad way to do it. But he's hitting at .314, 16 home runs, 96 RBI. This kid's not had much success against the Redbirds, hitting at .161 this year. Curveball in there, strike one. He's had 5 hits in 31 times at bat. Has hit 1 home run, driven in 3. Parker at third, Kirkpatrick at first. 2 down, 7th inning. Time called as stepping off the mound is McLaughlin. Back up on top. He wants another sign from Teddy Simmons. The count of 0-1 on Zip. Simmons moves outside. Curveball is away. 1 ball, 1 strike. This has had a whale of a year this season. Leads the Pirates in RBIs with 96. And started off well in the month of September. Came up with a strep throat and has not had much success since then. Curveball is just outside. 2 balls and a strike. Base hit by Zisk can give the Bucks the lead here. But McLaughlin's been a tough pitcher. Curveball outside again. Ball 3. Rooker waiting on deck. The last couple breaking balls that he has thrown Zisk have not had much on them. But they have been away. Again, Simmons moves out. And he swings in a very bad pitch, strike 2. Ball way outside on this. Chased a very bad pitch on 3-1. And the count now goes to 3-2. And this pitch is in there, strike 2. Now Richie Smith up to pinch hit with a run at third base. Looks at strike 3, and you don't want to do that in this kind of a ball game, but he was caught looking. No runs, no hits, no error, 1 error, and we lead 2. Now we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. No score.
Well, friends, there's just not that much of this old summer left, and if you've been promising yourself a few more cookouts before the leaves turn brown, now's the time to start getting things ready. Get the wife to pick up those hamburgers, and why don't you drive on down to your neighborhood distributor and order a case or 2 of Iron City beer in 12-ounce returnable bottles. Then the next time the spirit moves you, roll out the charcoal grill and set up a cooler with some ice-cold iron. Now there's a picture of summertime living. Sitting outside with a big charcoal grilled hamburger cooked to perfection and a cold, cold bottle of Iron City beer. And you know, if you've got an iron by your side, you've got a beer that's perfect for such feasting. It's going to deliver a taste so full and rich your hamburger will probably even taste better. Because Iron City is a beer you can really sink your taste buds into. Listen, there isn't much summer left. Enjoy those cookouts while you can, and order a case or 2 of Iron City beer so you'll have enough iron on hand. Iron City beer. When you're really ready to pour on the iron.
The Pirates missed an opportunity in the 7th inning as Zisk up to pinch hit, called out on strikes on 3-2. The 7th inning for St. Louis, Melendez, Breach, and Tyson will go against Jim Rooker. Pirates now have been shut out for 9 innings yesterday. I gotta tell you, that pitch that Zisk was called out on had to be outside by about pretty sizable amount too on the replay. We just got to look at it. Ted Simmons is sitting outside and he cut the ball a couple of almost a half foot outside, but it was strike 3 because Art Williams said it was. I didn't see any attendance figures here yet tonight, but you got them, Charlie? 35,000? 33,525. 33,525. Melendez 0 for 2. He's replaced McBride in center field. Pop to second, pop to short. Melendez hitting it just 218. No home runs, driven in 8. And it's not played that much. And then it bat 119 times. It's had 26 hits. Right-handed batter to go against Jim Rooker. Rooker's given up 5 hits, but he's in a scoreless game with Lynn McLaughlin here into the bottom of the 7th inning. A windup in the pitch by Jim. Down low, ball 1. The 1-0 delivery. Line drive right up the middle, base hit. Melendez went right up the middle and just past Rooker for a solid base hit, and it'll bring up Kenny Reitz, who has gone 2 for 2. Reitz this year has had 25 hits. And 61 times at bat, hitting over 400 against the Pirates. They need a double play ball. If he'll be bunting or hitting away. Tyson, the on-deck batter. No score, 7th inning. They're hitting away. And he's swinging a miss throw to second base, and he is out at second. Reitz swinging and missing, and the out at second base on Melendez, a tag made by Mario Mendoza, who came on to replace Tavares. The outgoing 2-6. Well, the Bucks get a big play. They were not bunting, they were hitting and running. And Melendez got a quick jump that time, but Saguin's throw was strong and true, and Mendoza made the tag on him at second base. The count on Reitz is a strike. Fly ball, center field, coming on is Oliver. Line shot, he's got it. Well hit ball again by Reitz. Everything he hits against this is thrown a button. Hard out, 2 down, nobody on. Tyson the batter. Pirates loosen, Dave Justy and Ramon Hernandez. Rooker will be the leadoff batter for the Pirates in the 8th inning. Tyson is 0 for 2. He has sent Stargell on the warning track in left field in the 3rd and had Oliver on the warning track in right center, or close to it in the 5th inning. And hit the ball hard both times. Pitch by Jim. Ball 1. Another tight game between the Pirates and the Cardinals. We have a series in Pittsburgh, and this going the same route. Pitch inside on Tyson, 2 balls and no strikes. Cardinals have been a great extra inning ball club. Their bullpen has been almost unbeatable in late innings. Fly ball, left field. Stargell will get this one. Easy play. And Rooker in the 7th inning. No runs on a hit, no errors, nobody left. They've completed 7, no score.
You're enough of a baseball fan to listen to the games on the radio. Chances are you're more than just a baseball fan. You're a sports fan. And more than likely a beer fan, too. Because nothing goes better with sports than an ice cold beer. And that's why the folks at Iron City have come out with a sensational new package that gives you the best of both. It's the half-case sports pack of Iron City beer. 12 12-ounce cans of rich, hearty, thirst-beating Iron City beer in one convenient, easy-to-carry package. But these are no ordinary cans. They're special sports cans featuring highlights and championships from football, hockey, basketball, golf, and, of course, baseball. For a real sports fan, there's no other package like it. And for a real beer drinker, there's no other beer with the rewarding flavor and special tang of Iron City. So don't miss out on this great sports package and great beer pleasure. Stop in your favorite tavern and pick up Iron City beer in the new half-case sports pack. Then sit back and pour on that iron.
Well, out on the West Coast, the Dodgers, whose magic number is down to just 5 over the Cincinnati Reds, leading by 4.5. So about ready to get underway. They'll be sending Don Sutton against Carl Morton. The Braves playing out in Los Angeles tonight. American League, the only activity there in the first of 2. Milwaukee beat Cleveland 6-2 as Colburn picked up the victory. Bosman, the losing pitcher, Hansen hit a home run. His second with nobody on in the 8th inning for Milwaukee. They won it 6-2. Second game, Cleveland leads 5-3 after 6, with Bean and Castro now working. Bean for Cleveland, Castro in the 6th inning. Spikes hit his 22nd, and Lee his 5th for Cleveland. That's game number 2. The Indians out of it in the American League Eastern Division after a good first half. They're 10 games back of division-leading New York. Bill Burden doing a whale of a job in New York this season. Everybody in the Pirates glad to see that. Jim Hooker, 0 for 2, has been struck out both times by McLaughlin with good fastballs, and he's in there again. This one fouled back out of play, strike 1. He has overpowered Rooker the previous 2 times at bat with fastballs. But who knows, he might start to lose something off it, but he hasn't struggled much throughout the entire game. Pirates have done a lot of first ball hitting, and he's had some very easy innings. The only walk was an intentional walk, and he's only given up 3 hits. He's in there taking strike 2. We threatened in the first with a couple of singles, putting runners at first and third, and in the 7th with an error. Curve is down low in the count of 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2 delivery, foul back on the screen, and Rooker had a good rip that time. It's the pitch he was drilling by him the first 2 times up. You know, he might be losing a little, or else Rooker's finally getting it zeroed in a bit. Pirates have won 3 of their last 4 games against the Cardinals, and 3 of the last 5 we played this ball club have gone into overtime. This one looks like it's going that same route. Curve down low in the count of 2-2. Nine hits total in this game. That shows you how dominant the pitching's been, and Rooker goes down swinging again. That fastball, he ran it in on him right at the letter. 5th strikeout by McLaughlin. And it brings up Ronnie Stennis, whose single in the 1st inning was robbed of a base hit and a good fielding play by the shortstop Tyson in the 6th inning. He's 1 for 3. Stennis, by the way, has had 6 chances tonight. He's handled now 375 in a row without an error. He's back on the 25th of July. Grounds one into left field, just past Reitz and Tyson. Base hit for Ronnie. His 2nd of the night. Then for the Pirates, their 4th. Now McLaughlin will work from a stretch against the left-handed power-hitting Richie Hebner, who has hit 4 home runs out of Cardinal pitching this year. Hebner has had his finest year in the run-scoring department with 92. A scoreless game in the 8th inning. Stennis at first, being held by Joe Torre. A look over by McLaughlin and the pitch. Fly ball, center field, not deep enough. Melendez has got it. 2 down, and that'll bring up Al Oliver. Oliver has hit the ball well 3 times off McLaughlin. The first time in the 1st inning. Fouled out right down the line near the foul pole. Almost had a home run. And had Smith against the wall in the 6th inning. He had no more room out there. Pitch down low. Ball 1. He went in a field play from third base umpire Dale. They said he didn't go around. Ball 1. Boy, a home run. It'll look big. Line shot up the middle at the base hit. Stennis may come to third. He's going to draw a throw, but he'll hold at second base in a quick recovery by Melendez in center field. Well, the Pirates get back to get singles in the 8th inning, 2 of them, and it brings up the big bat of Willie Stargell. 2 down, but runners at first and second in the first serious threat for the Pirates in the ball game. We had runners at first and third in the 1st inning. Parker up, he got him to bounce back to the mound. Stargell now, 1 for 3. Last time he fouled out to third baseman Reitz. Pitch by McLaughlin, swinging and a miss, strike 1. You'll hear this crowd erupt every time McLaughlin makes a good pitch here on Starkle. Well, he's been shut out in the home run department almost the entire month of September. He's hit 2. And hit one since back in the Philadelphia Phillies series just after Labor Day. Grounds foul off first in the count of 0-2. Now, very quickly, McLaughlin is on top of Starkle. No balls in 2 straight. Busch shut out yesterday, and have looked at zeros over the front 7, but have a shot here now with a base hit by Starkle. They'll move out in front. A scoreless ball game. Robotsky starts to listen in the Cardinal bullpen. The 0-2 pitch. He's stepping up. Starkle goes around swinging on a very bad pitch. Tried to check a swing, but couldn't do it. Well, McLaughlin rises to the occasion, picks up 2 strikeouts in the inning. And the Pirates, no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and we leave 2. Now we'll go to the bottom of the 8th. No score. Well, a tight pitching duel, a scoreless battle between Lynn McLaughlin and Jim Rooker, and we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. McLaughlin will be the leadoff batter, and he'll get a big applause when he stands in. He'll be followed by Brock and Sizemore. The Cardinals, a game and a half ahead of the Pirates. The Pirates at one time during this season were 9.5 games out of first place and 14 games under 500. But a big month in August got them right back into first place, and then suddenly they hit the skid, moving into Philadelphia and dropped 6 in a row, and the Cardinals won 6 in a row, highlighted by a couple of big extra inning ball games, 25 innings in New York and 17 in Philadelphia. And with that, moved into first place. Pirates got as close as a half game on them, and fell back a full game and a half with a loss yesterday as the Cardinals won in the 9th inning over the Cubs. It's been a whale of a race, and it's all going to be decided possibly here in this 3-game series. Although the Pirates possibly have the rougher of the schedule, they've got to play the New York Mets, and the pitching the Mets will run out there. We've got 4 games with New York, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This is McLaughlin stepping in, and the crowd showing their appreciation. He was robbed of a base hit on a good play by Parker in the 5th inning. Dave misjudged the ball momentarily, and a line drive shot by McLaughlin almost hit it over his head. He had a runner at first base at that time. With 2 down, he was going and would have scored. The pitch by Rooker popped up into center field. Oliver coming hard, going back Mendoza, and it's a base hit. Falls right in front of everybody. A weakly hit ball into shallow center field, and McLaughlin gets another, a blooper, in front of Oliver and gets behind Stennett and Mario Mendoza. Now the leadoff batter on, and Lou Brock is the batter. Let's see what he'll be doing. If he is bunting, you better make sure you get to the ball in a quick hurry, because if you try to make a play someplace at second base, you better make sure you get that one. Brock is 0 for 3. They have Sizemore and Smith following him, and also Simmons, Smith and Simmons, let's hit it. The possibilities of one very much alive here. Pirates listen Justy and Hernandez. Yeah, very cheap single by McLaughlin, but nonetheless a single. Brock is bunting, and he takes a strike. Checked off the pitch, and it cost him. Hebner charging at third, and also at first base, holding on the runner McLaughlin, but charging at Kirkpatrick. No score, nobody out, a runner at first. 8th inning for St. Louis. He's hitting away, and he chops the shortstop. Mendoza gets the out at second base, a third to first, not in time. Brock hitting away, bounced to the shortstop. Mendoza, he's on at first, and it won't be very long before he'll be moving to second base. Whether he'll make it, we'll find out. But he's made it 114 times. He's been caught stealing 32. Sanguin has nailed him about 3 times this year, but he's also stolen a couple of bases off it. He will get the lead at first base. Kirkpatrick holding with Sizemore the batter, 1 down in a scoreless game. Bottom of the 8th inning. The look over. He doesn't go. The pitch is in there. Too high. Ball 1. Rich Folkers loosens in the Cardinal bullpen. We're loosening Jesse and Hernandez. 33,525 on hand. Brock with a good lead. He's going. The pitch is taken. Shot. Going to throw through. He beats it. Doing his thing, number 115. The throw by Sanguin, not in time at second base. He had a sizable jump on Rooker. The count on Sizemore is a ball and a strike. And you talk about a most valuable player, you'd better put the name of Lou Brock down on your ballot. What a year he's had. He comes up with an ingrown toenail, they'll sell the franchise here. The little guy can still play this game and do it well. Brock has scored 101 runs. He's been at bat 601 times coming to tonight's ball game. 188 hits, 57 walks. And as I said, he's now stolen 115 bases, 750 in his major league career. And he's a go-ahead run in a scoreless game at second base. The count is 1-1 on Sizemore. Rooker again pitching for his life. Rooker has a sign. The look at second and the pitch. He's feeling third. The pitch inside a third. He's out. Tag made by Hebner, and he is a dead duck at third. It was a bad play. He had no chance at all on that move at third base. Lou just did not get a lead at all there, and I think Hebner was spiked on the tag at third base. But Brock is out at third base. Sanguin just shot him right out by a good 5 feet. Lou doesn't like to steal third very often. I tell you, Hebner made a whale of a tag on him, too. Brock came in right with the shoes in Hebner's glove and tried to kick it out of there. But Hebner made a very fine pickup of the throw right in the dirt there and made the tag on him. Murtaugh wants to talk to him. Oh, a very, very big out. 2 down, nobody on. And the count is 2 balls and a strike on Sizemore. Well, Brock has done that before, I'm sure. But, you know, you like to get into scoring position. He thought if he could get to third, a sacrifice fly would get him in. But he didn't get a good jump at all. Rooker and Mendoza kept him pretty honest there. And Brock has stated he doesn't like to steal third very often. But he was a dead duck at third base, no doubt about it. And Sanguin really laid the ball right on the money there, as he did on the throw to Melendez in the 7th inning at second base. 2-5. Well, the Pirates were in trouble, and very quickly now. Things look a lot brighter. Rooker can wind up in the 2-1 pitch underway to Sizemore. He is outside, ball 3. I want to walk this guy. You got a big power hitter coming up in Reggie Smith. The 3-1 pitch. Ground ball, and it's up the middle, a base hit by Sizemore. Well, I'm sure they're saying, gee, if Brock would have stayed at second, that would have scored him. You never know. He might have not got that pitch if Brock was at second base, too. But the percentages of Brock moving over to third just haven't been too good. He hasn't stolen third too many times. 6 times this year he's been successful, and that's the 2nd time he's been caught trying to steal third base. Now Smith, the batter, with Sizemore at first. Kirkpatrick holding against him, and the pitch to Reggie up high. Ball 1. Get the feeling, the way this game is going, that the bullpen is going to be active before very long. Robotsky and Jesse will probably be dueling. The 1-0 pitch. Foul down the left field line into the Pirates bullpen. Jesse, I think, came up with it and made a good grab. Rooker, taking a lot of time, has moved off the mound behind the mound towards second base to get things together. A la Robotsky. Doesn't meditate quite as much. But a whale of a ball game from Busch Stadium in St. Louis. No score. 8th inning. Sizemore at first. 2 down. The pitch to Smith. Fly ball. Center field. Well hit. Back. But he has room. Oliver near the warning track. Has got him. Now the Bucks get out of it. No runs on a couple of hits. No errors. And 1 left. And a great throw by Sanguin. And a fine tag by Hebner. Nailing Brock. And that saved the run. Now we'll go to the 9th inning. No score. The Pirates and the Cardinals had 3 thrilling ball games in Pittsburgh the last time they were in there last week. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. The first game won 13 innings with the Cardinals winning it 2-1. Next night, one of the finest games of the season. The Pirates winning it by the score of 8-6 in a while. Correct me, that was the second night of that series. 8-6 in a wild ball game, and then Rooker wound up winning the other ball game, the final one of that series, by the score of 4-1. I may have those dates turned around a bit, but there were 3 very thrilling ball games right down to the wire, particularly that 8-6 game, which turned out, I think, to be the second game, the middle game of the series. Dave Parker, first ball hitting, bounces to second base. Sizemore up with it, has an easy out at first. Sanguin hitless in 3 at-bats is the batter. Manny really struggling through a slump here in September. Whether his bat's tired or what, I don't know. He usually has had some big Septembers, but he's got an awful lot of baseball this year. This is his 84th start in his last 85 ball games. Struck out in the second inning, popped to second in the 5th, and bounced to third base in the 7th. The pitch by McLaughlin is a fastball, and they're taking strike 1. McLaughlin really did some pitching in the 8th inning with runners at first and second. He just blew Stargell right out of there with a fastball. Threw him 3 pitches and said goodnight to him. Pitch low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Cardinals have 8 more left after this. The Pirates will have 9 more. And only a game and a half separating. Ground ball, weakly to short. Tyson in quickly, and a runoff by Reach. No, he can't make a play. We got a base hit. That was a high hopping ball to the shortstop. Very weakly hit, and Reach tried to come across and make the play before Tyson could get there. A little bit of confusion, but it's ruled a base hit. It's an infield single for Sanguin. Weakly hit ball right off the dirt in front of the plate. And Reach tried to come across and make the play, but couldn't maintain possession. Base hit. Kirkpatrick robbed of a base hit in the second inning. A good fielding play by Sizemore. Fly to right in the 5th. Drew an intentional walk in the 7th inning. He's 0 for 2. Scoreless game, 9th inning. Fly ball, right field. Reggie Smith has got it. 2 down. Sanguin retreats to first, and that'll bring up Mario Mendoza. This will be Mario's first time at bat. This pinch hit for Tavares in the 7th inning. Called out on a 3-2 pitch. Looked outside, but Art Williams throwing up the right hand. Just caught looking. Mendoza's in here someplace. He's hitting at 231. No home runs, driven in 15. Strike 1. Sanguin at first, 2 down. The 0-1 pitch shut away to Lynn McLaughlin. To Mendoza, taking strike 2. I'm going to tell you, Williams' strike zone is starting to expand quite a bit on right-handers in the outside part of the plate. Not only for us, but for them, too. Makes it tough hitting, but it makes it a lot of fun pitching. Count of 0-2. Simmons way outside, sets up, and a ground ball right side. Sizemore, an easy play at first. That'll retire Mendoza. Now we're going to the bottom of the ninth inning. No score. Well, Jim Rooker faces a situation of having to win a ball game, and if he's going to win it, he's going to have to get 6 outs to do it because we're in the bottom of the ninth inning. And for us to win it, we've got to hit one more time, and he's got to retire 6 Cardinals. That's what it means when you're on the road. Every time you walk out on the mound, you've got to get 6 outs in a tied ball game to win it. Now, he'll be facing the 4, 5, and 6 batters, Simmons, Torrey, and Melendez in the bottom of the ninth inning in a scoreless game. Pirates were shut out yesterday by John Matlack in a 3-hitter. We've had all singles here tonight and are shut out over the front nine on 6 hits as we go to the bottom of the ninth inning. There's suddenly Pirate bats that have been rather booming in August and early September have gone very, very silent. Simmons single in the 6th inning. Rooker got a very big out on him in the 4th, however, and the Cardinals' only serious threat. Sizemore bunted for a single. Smith singled to left field with runners at first and second. He got Simmons to bounce into a short to second, the first double play. Been a great ball game to look at. Some fine defensive play. St. Ian's made 2 great throws. Hebner a fine tag at third on the out on Lou Brock in that last inning. Parker made a good grab on a ball hit by Lynn McLaughlin. Teddy Sizemore made a whale of a play on a ball hit by Kirkpatrick, and Tyson made a good play on a ball hit by Stennis. Now, it's had everything, I guess, you'd assume, that a game that trying to determine the Eastern Division Championship would have in it. Good defense and good pitching. Hitters have not dominated this game by any means. Simmons, strong power hitter. He's a right-handed batter against the left-hander Rooker. Pirates playing him to pull. His base hit won the game yesterday for the Cardinals. The pitch by Rooker is a breaking ball, and at the knee, strike 1. Cardinals in with 8 hits. The Pirates have but 6. Curveball bounced in the hole. Long throw by Mendoza, and he got him. A great throw by Mario. And again, just before that pitch, had moved Mendoza to his right into the hole, and he took a possible base hit away from Teddy Simmons, but the effortless way that Mendoza throws the ball is just amazing. He has a very strong throwing arm. 1 down, Torrey, who was hitless in 3 at-bats, is the batter. Rooker got him with a runner at first and second in the 6th inning. And got him to fly to right field with a runner at third and the 4th. Fastball up, ball 1. Rooker still had something on that fastball that and really sailed on him. Well, he and McLaughlin have done a whale of a job here in a game that means so much to both ball clubs, particularly so much to the Pirates, who are a game and a half back. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Fastball blew it right by him. 1 ball and 1 strike. He's positioned that fastball on Torrey very effectively. The count of 1-1. No score, 1 down, bottom of the 9th inning. Cardinals at bat, and a swing and a miss, strike 2. Torrey tried to check off the breaking ball. It went around on it, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Rooker has had 15 complete ball games. He'll have to go extra innings to get another one. Hopefully. Ground ball, foul off third. The Cardinals score in this inning, and he finishes. It would be a complete game, but he didn't want to look at one like that. Jim has won 13, lost 11. And an earned run average, 2.87. He and Royce have been there the entire season. Been the consistent pitchers. curve down low, and the count is 2 balls, 2 strikes. The loss of Doc Ellis certainly hurt the Bucks, and Kenny Britt also. But Rooker and Royce have been going every 5 days. Royce with 244 innings. Rooker at the start of the night had 238, so he leads the staff in innings pitch right now. The 2-2 pitch. High pop-up off the right side. Ronnie Stennis will make the play. And that'll retire Torrey. And that's number 376 now for Stennis. 2 down, it'll bring up Luis Melendez. He lined a single in the 7th inning to open things up. But with Kenny Reitz at bat, they tried to hit and run play, or a steal. And he was nailed at second base in a fine throw by Manny Sankey, and Mendoza making the tag. Melendez playing tonight, and I guess for a couple of ball games here, with the loss of Bake McBride out with an injured finger. He was hit yesterday, suffered a cut on the finger, took about 4 stitches. Foul, and it's off the mask of Sankey, and strike 1. Melendez going for the home run ball. He can hit you out of the ballpark, but not generally regarded as a long ball hitter. Has had 7 home runs in the major leagues, 2 last year and 5 the year before. But at this stage in a ball game, and 2 out and nobody on, he's trying to get some extra base power. The 0-1 pitch, foul off third, past Vern Benson, in the count of 0-2. Looking ahead to the Pirates' 10th inning, Rooker will be the leadoff batter for the Pirates. And I'm sure Rooker's looking forward to it. No runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Pirates. The Cardinals, no runs, 8 hits. They've committed 1 error. Rooker blowing on his hand, and the cold temperatures out here was 58 degrees just before game time. It's down now to 52. A cool evening. The 0-2 pitch, fouled out of play down the right field line. And the count holds, 0-2. The crowd tonight, 33,525. Cardinals now have drawn 1,759,871. The 0-2 pitch by Rook. High fly down the left field line, not very deep. Stargell drifting over will make the play in foul territory, and that'll retire Melendez and St. Louis in the 9th inning. And again, for the 4th time in the last 6 ball games at St. Louis, we're going overtime, no score. Now the Pirates are going to the bench to get a pinch hitter for Jim Rooker. Paul Popovich will be the batter, batting at 211. No home runs. He's driven in 5. He'll be batting left-handed, and that's against the right-hander Lynn McLaughlin. There's the log on Jim Rooker. He goes 9 innings, no runs. He has given up 8 hits, struck out only 1 batter, and he walked only 1. And he leaves the ball game with a chance to win it. No way he can lose it. Dave Jesty will be our pitcher in the 10th inning. Paul Popovich pinch hitting for Jim Rooker in the top of the 10th inning. Let's pause 10 seconds on the Pirates Baseball Network.
All the good sports are on Pirates, 88 Pittsburgh.
Popovich on the first pitch, fouls back out of the glove of catcher Teddy Simmons. Strike 1. Cardinals have been an overtime ball club this year, and particularly in the month of September. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Cardinals, I believe, are something like 11-3 in overtime play, 12-3. The pitch by McLaughlin, fouled out of play down the left field line. Cardinals have won 12 and lost 3 in extra inning ball games. Pirates in extra innings are 9-9. Fastball away, and the count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Four of the last 6 games between these two clubs battling for the Eastern Division title have gone overtime. Pop ball into left center field. Going back, Tyson coming on drop. Base hit. Popovich has got a single. Reggie Smith recovers very quickly to hold him to a single. And we open like the Cardinals did on a ball hit by McLaughlin in the 8th inning. A looper just over the head of the shortstop and in front of Melendez and Brock. Nobody could get there. It's a base hit. And we get a very big break. I think I said Reggie Smith. He'd had to come a long way to get it. It was Melendez, the center fielder. De La Nait will pinch run for Paul Popovich. A base hit by Paul. Weakly hit, but nonetheless a base hit. And we get the leadoff batter on. De La Nait will be the pinch runner. 19 years of age from the Dominican Republic, Miguel De La Nait. He stole 84 bases last year at Salem. In 73 at Charleston, South Carolina, he stole 95. 2 years in a row, he has set minor league records in both leagues he's played in stolen bases. Now Murtaugh making his move. See what he does with Ronnie Stennis, who has had a couple of hits in 4 at-bats. 2 of the 7 hits off the bat of Stennis. Torrey holding De La Nait at first base. Torrey broke from first base, and stepping off was McLaughlin. Pagan reminding De La Nait to keep an eye on Sizemore. They might try a pickoff play there. We'll look at first. The pitch. He's not going. It's bunt at first base side, and the sacrifice will move De La Nait into second base. The sacrifice goes 3-4, moving De La Nait into second base, and Hebner now will get the shot at breaking the game open here, or giving us a run, as he comes up for the 5th time. He's 0 for 4, flied to center field 3 times, popped up to the shortstop the other time. Assist for Torrey and a put out for Sizemore on the sacrifice. It got De La Nait into second base. Robotsky loosening in the Cardinal bullpen. They shift against Hebner, and the runner at second base held tight by Tyson right behind him. Ball 1. McLaughlin staring in, wanted a strike on that call. Telltale sign sometime when the pitcher starts looking for pitches from an umpire. Hebner lines foul down the right field line, and just foul. De La Nait was flying, I'll tell you. He ran out from under both caps coming around third base. But it's just a foul ball. Got nothing to lose. The count on Hebner is 1 ball and 1 strike. The pitch underway. Hard shot down the right field line. Base hit. It's into the corner. De La Nait will score. Reggie Smith. The throw to the plate not in time. The Pirates lead 1-0. Hebner rifling a single down the right field line. There was no chance at all to get Miguel De La Nait, but the throw came to the plate nonetheless. Hebner holding it first, and Hebner comes up with a big RBI, his 63rd of the season. The Pirates' drought after 18 consecutive innings here finally ends against Matlack and McLaughlin. We score in the 10th inning. Oliver, the batter, with only 1 out. Time called. And we may come on with, we may take a look at a guy named Alan Robotsky. I forgot to tell you that the last 3 innings were brought to you by Iron City Beer. And they were. And coming out now is Barney Schultz, the pitching coach. They'll make a couple of changes here, 2-for-1 switch. As Cruz replaces Melendez, the pitcher will bat in the number 6 spot, and Cruz will be batting in the number 9 spot. So he'll go to center field, Jose Cruz. The pitcher will bat in Melendez's spot as he comes out of the ball game. And that's going to be all for Lynn McLaughlin. He goes 9 1/3 innings. Has been tagged for two hits in this inning. 8 in the ball game, 1 run. He has struck out 6. He's walked 1. That was an intentional walk. And I guess about the most popular guy in St. Louis right now, Alan Robotsky, comes on to do some pitching. Robotsky has won 8 ball games. He's lost 1. He has saved 9, and he comes on here with 1 out in the 10th inning as Lynn McLaughlin gets a fine hand as he leads the ball game, trailing 1-0. Alan Robotsky, they call him the Mad Hungarian. And I tell you, he's got some statistics here that 69 strikeouts in 78 innings. He's given up 59 hits. And he had a very slow start. He had a horrible April and May and suddenly got alive from the 14th of July on. He had given up only 1 run before the Pirates tagged him for 3 runs in Pittsburgh on that home run by Richie Hebner the last time in Pittsburgh. But he brings heat when he throws. He throws very hard. He comes on here in the 10th inning to face Oliver and starts it with Hebner at first base. And the Pirates out in front, breaking through against McLaughlin in the 10th inning, 1-0. A blue hit by Paul Popovich, pinch hitting for Jim Rooker. A well-executed sacrifice by Ronnie Stennis, moving him into second base, or De La Nait, who pinch ran for him. And then Hebner came through with a big base hit to give the Bucks a 1-0 lead. Oliver singled in the 8th inning against McLaughlin. I think Robotsky has about 1 more pitch left. They'll bring the watch out on Robotsky if he takes too much time between pitches. That is it, I believe. Or does he have 1 more? And that should do it, I believe. That's his 8th toss. Well, it makes no difference to the man on base. They don't put the clock on you, but with nobody on they do. Robotsky going behind the mound to do his meditating. Rub up the ball and take a look at things. Very familiar side in Pittsburgh, and I guess all throughout the league. Hebner's at first base. The Pirates lead 1-0, and the crowd comes alive as Robotsky pounds the glove in his mitt as he walks on top of the mound, and he's set to face Al Oliver. Rather dramatic for Allen. Curve is away, ball 1. Gets the throw back from Ted Simmons. Gets on top of the mound this time, didn't go behind. Shakes off a sign, wants another one from Teddy Simmons. Now he gets the one he wants. And the 1-0 pitch. Foul, back out of play, a fastball, 1 ball and 1 strike. Every time this guy throws a pitch, the crowd will erupt here. They've got "We Love Al" Robotsky signs out now, I understand. The Dodgers in Atlanta, no score. They're in the top of the 3rd inning in L.A. Don Sutton against Carl Morton. Oliver fouls down the left field line, actually behind the Pirate dugout off the third base side. The count of 1-2. Pirate win tonight would be a mighty, mighty big one, because it would get us to within a half game. We have got to win 2 out of 3 here. We cannot afford to lose 2 out of 3. Robotsky again going through his thing, getting off the mound and getting things together and slapping the glove in the mitt, gets up there. And the 1-2 pitch. Curveball inside, and the count of 2-2. Has not thrown a pretty good curveball so far, or any good curveball so far. Kind of lazy with that pitch right now. Got a Fu Manchu mustache. He looks nasty out there. And he throws nasty. The 2-2 pitch, and it's inside, sends Oliver sprawling. Full count of 3-2. Hebner's at first base with only 1 out, and the Pirates leading 1-0 in the top of the 10th inning. Robotsky back off the mound again to rub up the ball and get things together. Staring at something on the carpet. And he's ready to pitch again, and the crowd comes alive. I'm sure Al enjoys that, but the other teams get a little tired looking at that, I'm afraid. The 3-2 pitch. Runner goes, and it's inside ball 4. That'll bring up Stargell. His meditating didn't help him too much on Oliver. He's going to have to go back and stare harder at something out there to Willie Stargell. Robotsky made the statement that he feared, he wasn't too crazy about pitching to Al Oliver, but he was almost anxious to pitch to Stargell and Hebner. They read that in the paper in Pittsburgh, and the next night Stargell hit him for a double, and Hebner hit him for a 3-run homer. See what Willie does here. He's been shut out since the first inning. 1 for 4. Fouls. Back out of play. Strike 1. Justy continuing to throw in the Pirate bullpen. He'll be coming on in the 10th inning. Try to save it for Jim Rooker. The Pirates leading 1-0 here in the 10th and try to get more. Robotsky back off the mound again. Rubbing up the ball. Staring. Slaps the glove and the ball in the glove and is back to do some pitching. Mike Garman starts to throw in the Cardinal bullpen. The 0-1 pitch. Check swing and a foul off the third base side. The count of 0-2. Ball ran in on Stargell. He tried to get away from him and just hit off the end of the bat. Hebner at second base. Oliver at first. And a 1-0 lead for the Pirates in the 10th inning. The temperature, 52 degrees and dropping. Teddy Simmons out to talk to Robotsky. And Robotsky will get off the mound again and go through his meditating bit. The count of 0-2 on Willie. He's up there protecting the plate now with Hebner at second, Oliver at first, and only 1 out, 10th inning. The 0-2 pitch. Curve in the dirt, and a good save by Ted Simmons. Almost a wild pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cardinals 10th inning. They have the 7th, 8th, and 9th batters. Reach, Tyson, and Jose Cruz to bat. Robotsky getting a side from Ted Simmons. They're trying to, still doesn't have it. Shakes off one, gets the one he wants. Checks Hebner and the pitch. Curve right there, strike 2. Stargell tried looking at a breaking ball. It's been sent right over the plate. Well, he had to be guessing fastball, I guess, on that one, but he was caught looking at a curveball right over the heart of the plate. 7 strikeout in the ball game, the first by Robotsky. And Dave Parker will be the batter. 2 down now, 1-0 lead for the Pirates, 10th inning. A pitch. Swings and misses on a curve, strike 1. Takes the pitch in the dirt. Parker, a young hitter and a very anxious guy at the plate. Strikes out a lot. Doesn't draw many walks at all. But when he gets his stuff together, he's going to be a whale of a hitter. He's just so strong. The pitch. Fouled out of play. He jammed him right on the thumbs and hit it weakly over the Pirate dugout. Now he's on top of Parker. No balls, 2 strikes. Hey, for the first time in his major league career, has not had a hit against the Cardinals tonight. He is 0 for 4. The 0-2 pitch in the dirt. And a breaking ball away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pirates vulnerable here to left-handed pitching with Hebner, Oliver, Stargell, and Parker. 4 left-handers in a row. And Robotsky has come on to face them. Get out of it. The pitch. And he blew him out of it. Struck him out. Now the crowd takes great delight in that as he strikes out Stargell and Parker with runners at first and second. But Hebner's key base hit scores De La Nait with a run on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left. That would go to the bottom of the 10th, and the Pirates lead 1-0. Well, Dave Justy makes his 60th appearance of the year. And that's a lot of pitching, but you think of Mike Marshall, who made his 100th last night. Justy's record 6-5, and he's hit 11-6. He was a former Cardinal here in 1969, had a bad back. Pirates traded for him, sending Carl Taylor over here. We got Justy and Dave Ricketts. It's been quite a trade. I think also Frank Banton, first baseman, went to the Cardinals, but did not play here. It's been a big trade for the Pirates, as he has been the big relief pitcher that the Pirates needed since 1970. As I said, we've been a contender 5 consecutive years, and number 31 is the one big reason why we have been a contender. You've got to have one of these guys hanging around in the bullpen to win a title, and he's been there. Pirates losing Hernandez and Larry Demery in the 10th inning. Kenny Reitz will lead it off against Justy. He's been a hard out here tonight, 2 singles, and the only time we got him out, he lined to center field in the 7th inning. Justy comes on to protect the 1-0 lead. The windup and the pitch underway by Dave, and it is down low, ball 1. Breaking ball. The 1-0 pitch. He's in there, strike 1. Reach didn't like the call. They have moved Jim Dwyer into the on-deck circle. I believe that's who's going to pinch hit. He will replace Tyson. Justy evens the count at 1-1. The windup and the pitch by Dave. And it's ground ball to shortstop. Mendoza, an easy play. He's got him at first, 1 down. That'll bring up Jim Dwyer, left-handed batter. Dwyer hitting at .286, has 2 home runs, driven in 10. One of those 2 home runs, the first one of his major league career, hit in this ballpark against the Pirates back in June. Choose a plug at the back that make Bill Mazeroski envious. Hebner up close at third base. The outfield pretty much straight away on Dwyer. Not known for his long ball power, but can hit it out. Pitch in the dirt, ball 1. Jose Cruz, the on-deck batter. Pirates leading 1-0 with a key base hit by Paul Popovich and a pinch hit roll for Rooker. They sacrificed him to second. De La Nait running for him, and then Hebner rifled a shot down the right field line for a single, scoring De La Nait, and that's been the only run of the ball game. We're in the bottom of the 10th inning with 1 out and nobody on for the Cardinals. Justy's 1-0 pitch underway, and it is in there, taking strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Pirate victory tonight could get them within a half game of the St. Louis Cardinals and would tie them again in the loss column. The 1-1 pitch by Dave, and it is outside. 2 balls and a strike. Just missing. It looked like a palm ball that time. Justy would like to get a decision on this pitch if he could. 2 balls and a strike. The pitch underway, and it is popped up in the shallow left field. Drifting back is Mendoza, coming on Stargell. Stargell runs him off. 2 down. 2 down, nobody on, and Jose Cruz, who came in the 2-for-1 switch when they changed pitchers, will bat. Cruz hitting at .245, 4 home runs. He has 16 RBI. Pirates out in front, 1-0, with 1 out to go here in a very big ball game. Jim Hooker is the pitcher of record for the Pirates. Justy tried to save it for him. Dave gets the sign, the pitch underway to Cruz, and it is in there. Strike 1, no, too high. Ball 1. Cruz a very legitimate long ball threat here. Justy well aware of that. Has been pretty successful with him with palm balls before. The 1-0 pitch, and it is swung on and missed. Strike 1. Oh, he tried to blow that one out of here, but missed it by a foot. Justy ran the ball away from him that time. A rather putrid smell here in St. Louis tonight. I don't know what they're burning out there, but it doesn't smell too good. chemical plants across the river, Charlie? The environmentalists will have to get after it. The 1-ball, 1-strike pitch by Justy. Ground ball, and it's up the middle, and picked off by Stennis. Throws out of time. He didn't get him. High hopping ball. And Cruz just beating the play at first base, and a good try by Ronnie Stennis. And that'll bring up Lou Brock. Now the Cardinals have life on a high hopping single. Missed over the bag at second base. Stennis tried to make the play, but just missed, throwing on to first base. Cruz just beating the play. A good try by Ronnie. Now the Cardinals are alive. They have Lou Brock stepping up. Ball wasn't well hit at all, but just high enough to get over the head of Justy, and Stennis just couldn't make the play in time. They're all pulse pounders. The pitch to Brock. Ground ball, second base, that'll do it. Stennis gets him at first base, and the Pirates have won a whale of a baseball game here tonight. Dave Justy being greeted by Sagian, and the Pirates really wanted this ball game. They needed it, I'll tell you, like a dying man needed a breath. And Justy comes on to close it out in the ninth inning, getting Lou Brock to bounce out to second base, and the Pirates, after having their problems against the New York Mets, have come back to win a much ball game, and again, for the second time within a week, Jim Ricker has picked up a big win for the Pirates, picking up the win by the score of 1-0. Now, there's a funny thing about this Pirate Ball Club in 1974. It's a ball club that every time you seem to get close to them, they back away from them. Every time you back away, they kind of move up to you a little bit. It's like a dog you're trying to catch and you want to pet it. And I think gradually somebody's going to start petting this ball club, or vice versa. I don't know. But it's been a funny season, and they've had to win some ball games, and tonight was another one of those. And Jim Ricker needed a great performance to do it against Lynn McLaughlin, who pitched a whale of a ball game, and he wasn't touched till the 10th inning. The only run of the ball game came when Paul Popovich pinch hit for the pitcher Ricker to open up the inning. He hit a blooper just over the head of Tyson and in front of Brock and Melendez in left and center field. And then Stennis sacrificed with De La Nait running, moved him into second base. And Hebner very quickly lined a shot down the right field line, scoring De La Nait. And that closed it out as Robotsky came on and did his thing. But the Pirates made it stand up in the 10th inning as Dave Justy came on. And he again is a key to this ball club. He picks up his 12th save. Jim Ricker got the victory. His record 14-11. And two excellent ball games now he has pitched in the last two times out against the Cardinals. Both times we were a game and a half out, and we had to win the game, and he has given you that kind of a performance. The line score, 1 run, 8 hits, and no errors for the Pirates. No runs on 9 hits and 1 error for St. Louis. McLaughlin's record now goes to 16 wins and 11 defeats. A very tough loss for him. He pitched very well, and he has now lost his last 3 decisions. Now, the Pirates' record goes to 81 wins, 72 defeats. The Cardinals have won 82. They have lost the same number we have, 72, and they're only a half game ahead of us. We have one more game to play. The Cardinals have played that one. They have already won it. We'll be off. We'll be playing Thursday, and, of course, the Cardinals will be off on that day, and that'll be the determining game with that half game. But tonight's game, a very thrilling one, 33,525 on hand for it. And whoever won it has to be proud, and whoever lost it, you can't be that disappointed, because it was an excellently played ball game, the kind of contest that these two clubs have been running through. In the last 6 times these two teams have met, 4 of them have gone overtime. Pirates now have picked up the win, and they're only a half game out. Tomorrow night, Bruce Keeson will go against John Curtis in game number 2, and we'll have it for you here on the Pirate Radio Network. This game was brought to you in part by Iron City Beer. When you're really ready to pour on the iron. By Daily Juice Natural Juice Products. Natural fruit drink concentrate and Daly's Cocktail Time cocktail mixes. By Joy. Nature's high-protein food for dogs. Higher in protein, and it still costs less than most other brands. And by your Piratland Chrysler Plymouth dealer, who has immediate delivery on America's #1 selling compact. For Bill Richards, our producer, back at the studio, and for Charlie DeMartz, our engineer, and for Bob Prince, Billy King saying so long. From Busch Stadium in St. Louis, once again, the final score, in 10 innings, the Pirates win it 1-0. This is the Pirate Baseball Network.